Lord have mercy. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode to the Wiley Show. Make sure y'all share and comment and subscribe. Now, we have a special guest because I don't know if you've been living under a rock. The Supreme Court, for a 6-3, the majority, they said, you can no longer, college and university can no longer use race as a factor to admit a student. So now we have Mr. Booker here, a graduate of HBCU. Oh, okay. Wait, you mute your mic because your mic is muted.
Yeah, I'm a graduate of 2 HBCUs.
2, get it right. 2 HBCUs. So first of all, let everybody know which school you graduated from and where did you major your degree.
That's right. I am a graduate of Alcorn State University in Mississippi. That's Alcorn, always Alcorn. I majored in English Lit there. And I'm also a graduate of North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina, where I majored in history.
Yes, sir. So we going on a history lesson. So he majored in this. So if I F it up, you school me, brother. But a 6-3 majority, and everybody is at Clarence Thomas, and they was like, and they looked at the history of this man. But before we get into that, this is going to hurt a lot of Black and brown students. And you were saying about HBCUs is going to be an influx of more students. If they don't get accepted at a PWI, they're going to pick HBCUs. I was talking to some people there. They were saying, well, HBCUs don't have the infrastructure to get more students at the universities because of lack of resources, a lack of resources from federal government, a lack of resources from their graduates. They're not donating like they're supposed to, but they will come back and they will go to homecoming, but they won't write a check. So are you shocked about this?
I think these are a number of different issues that some are related, some not so much. But I think in the middle of it is just about anti-Blackness, right? If we could just agree on that this was a decision that was purely about anti-Blackness. And what they did was they packaged it and anti-Blackness because they knew that would maybe sell to the masses to get what it is that the conservatives are trying to do on that court, that the 6 conservatives did on the court, right? And so what I think that they did was historically ignore what it means to be race conscious about education, and not just K-12 education. We're talking about colleges and universities. They have made us try to believe that there was ever a point in American history or contemporary American society that colleges and universities are spaces that people aren't thinking about race, right? And so specifically, they're thinking about who do we want to enter into this institution? And even more precisely, they're thinking about the most elite institutions, right? Because as you see, they've given us Harvard and UNC Chapel Hill as examples, one of the more elite private institutions and Ivy League institutions, and the oldest collegiate institution in the nation, and then the oldest public university in the nation, or people would say arguably one of them, but I think it was, right? And so what you see is them using 2 very old and prestigious institutions to make these claims. But what's more important is what you don't see here. And that is the way it's impacting all universities, right? And how they're going to look at this this decision, and how folks who just want to go to college will be impacted. And so what I see is a way for the court system to say you do not have to consider or feel obligated to consider what has happened racially in America when you're considering who to admit into these most elite spaces that we know have been spaces that have historically rejected people who are not white, right? That's exactly what's happening here. And you see our Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, you see her arguing back, saying, you know, this is egregious and we cannot be serious to say that, you know, this is not happening. And I would have to agree with her, because just this week we saw, or last week, right? We saw an example of in Alabama, right? And this is not higher ed, it's just voters, right? Where in Alabama, the court, the same court, told Americans that, you know, Alabama was being unfairly racist toward Black voters in Alabama, right? So what, if you take that into consideration and you look at what's happened today, you would say that if I was a Black voter who the Supreme Court just said that this was racist, right? If I apply to Harvard or the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, then they can't consider the fact that, you know, it was racist that people weren't letting me vote, right? But we can consider that when it comes to voting, not when it comes to college, right? And that doesn't really make any sense, because what you would have to do is to think about why on one hand it makes sense that racism is illegal and you're thinking about race when it comes to voting, but not when it comes to higher education. And we know that higher education was one of the key places that racism happened. We're looking at Brown versus Board of Education, where you had students, you know, getting harassed and hurt, you know, for trying to go to schools or colleges, right? And we know that that was one of the biggest issues. But even if you go back farther in history, right, and think about like right after enslavement and when people are freed, or when folks are getting rights because of Reconstruction, right? 14, 15, 13, 14, 15 amendments. You see people wanting to go to school then, right? And so it's been this long trajectory of when Black folks want to be treated equally, they also want to go and be treated well at school equally. And what I think this Supreme Court decision is saying is we don't have to think about that history, and moving forward, just pretend like that didn't happen. And so that's how I see it happening.
And you know, Clarence Thomas is saying that, you know, stop thinking that you should use race as a factor, because you don't have to use that anymore. We are a more just society today than we were as decades ago. Me personally, let's be clear, be honest here. Most people that benefited from affirmative action, correct me if I'm wrong, is white women.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear. Most people that benefited from the Civil Rights Act were white women, because it was a time where they weren't permitted because they were a woman.
I
So
would
they
say
benefited off the Civil Rights Act. They were the biggest benefiter of that act were white women, not African Americans.
I would say everybody benefited, right? Because if we look at what happened, right, what it did was break a system of white male domination in the society, right? Where you had only white men sitting on juries, only white men running colleges, only white men as governor, only white men as senator, right? What that did was break that up. And that was something that Reconstruction should have done, right? It was for the first time you saw not just white men. Now all of a sudden, Black men are there making decisions about laws and society and government and schools and hospitals and every work, right? And that stopped. And so what I think we forget is that there used to be a point in time where white men just didn't run everything. And we think about the civil rights era as this time where it was so white, we don't think about it wasn't always like that. And we think that because time has progressed, that things have gotten better for Black people. But in a lot of ways, some things were better for Black folks back in the 1800s than they are now. When we think about politically, legally, for voting rights and so on and so forth. And so I just want to challenge you to think about it that way. Not just was it good for white women or was it good for this race of people or that race of people. It really shifted society in the way that we have this diverse society right now. And what I see is people saying, let's pull that away now because it seems like we're diverse enough, right?
I understand that, and I get it. But my point is this: it was President Biden said it that some people, most conservative, more racist, believe that you're in Harvard only because you are black, and that's not the case. They don't just look at your race. Oh, you black. I don't care if you got a 14 ACT score. Come on, because you black. No. It was that college admissions, they were able to look at race as being one of the factors, but it's not the only factor. You still got to have a score, a great ACT, SAT. You still have to have a GPA, and they also looked at other factors. But Clarence Thomas, he benefited from affirmative action because everything he got because he was black. Oh, we need more black lawyers. Okay, let's call Clarence Thomas.
That's right.
And his graduating class, he was like 20 black people at his grad. It wasn't a lot. So I think, and this is something I think that African Americans that became so successful, they forget how they were able to get that success, and they adapt the more white view of conservatism. And also, he married a white woman. So being with this white woman, touching her, being inside her, you adapt. They don't need all that. Yeah, race. We'll change America. But just because you busted in this woman, no, this world is not that. But one law he have not challenged, I don't think he would. Is that love? Yeah, Lovey versus Virginia.
But see, that's a race conscious decision, right?
Yes.
Think about how many race conscious decisions. So I'll give you an example of like what I mean by race conscious decisions. So in Mississippi, I'll give you an example. In Mississippi, the 3 HBCUs that are public HBCUs there, which are Alcorn State University, my alma mater, Jackson State University, the second one, and then the third one, Mississippi Valley State University, they got together and sued the state of Mississippi and kind of brought a really good case that the state had not been funding them equally. And even though the three of them had their own different reasons and some common issues that they shared, what happened is the state ended up settling with them and making them get their funding tied to race conscious admission. So what they said was, you have to admit so many white people or non-black people into the institution to where the number will hit like 10%, right? And once it hits 10%, then you can get this equal money or the money that you've been fighting for, right? And that money wasn't equitable, but the money was like supposed to be an agreement, between the state and the institutions. So that was a race conscious decision. And now with the way that the Supreme Court decision has been made, then you can no longer do that, right? Because now you can't admit people based on race, right? And so what does that mean for that type of funding or for decisions that have been made that way? What does that mean for them trying to continue to be a diverse institution? And they have like created a culture around diversity. And so I think it just presents all of these other questions. What about funding, right? That alumni or private donors give that is tied to diversity. And now you can't get that because you have to consider a person's right. So there are so many things that just kind of make this not making sense. And it's not an honest answer about the way that we think about things in America, right? And so that's just another thing that I would add to that. All the things that you said. Yeah.
I honestly, you may disagree, but I blame President Obama. And let me tell you why. He should have told she just passed away about, what was that, a couple of years ago. She was she was in her 80s.
It was Ginsburg.
Yeah, she was sick. Ginsburg was sick, very sickly. He should have pretty much said, "Man, retire so I can fill that seat."
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are making that argument, but something that people forgot that happened in 2013. Remember when Mitch McConnell and them got rid of that filibuster? So what was happening was now you need 50 because that's what the Republicans changed the rules to do, right? When Obama was in his second term, what they did was stop you from being able to get 60, right? When they were in control. And so they made it to where the threshold was lower, so that all you needed was 50. But before that, if she had retired, there was no guarantee. Number one, that he would have gotten the 60 votes that he needed, right? Because the threshold was higher. But then even when they lost, let's say when he continued to be president and they lost control, didn't mean that he was going to get the votes that he needed to get someone to replace her. And we learned that lesson because what happened? She passed away, and then he wouldn't let someone go in and replace her, right? And so they held it for Trump to get in, and then all of a sudden, you can go ahead and replace someone. And not only that, within months of him ending his term, they pushed Amy Coney Barrett through within a month, right? And so, so I don't think people really are looking. They're not looking at the.
And then a lot of people, even Roland Martin said it, and other people say, "Well, President Obama, he failed to nominate a black woman."
Yeah, so I could give you that he did not nominate a black woman, and that would have been a nice thing to see, especially given that how black women are the pretty much becoming the rock of this party, the Democratic Party. And so I think that was, that's an honest critique that, maybe it would have been great to have a judge that was a black woman from Obama. But also I'm looking at the legacy of what Obama, his entire staff has done. So Biden was his vice presidential pick, and then Biden picks Kamala Harris. And then because of that, then he's going to pick Ketanji Brown Jackson. So I see a lot of his picks, right, making sense later on. So maybe not directly he's doing it, but you could see that he made some great choices to get the things that we want.
Now, the thing I love about the Republicans, they don't give a damn about they will change it. It's about power. Democrats, the procedure, they can literally throw away the whole thing with the filibuster. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
They can stop it today.
Right. And I think a lot of it boils down to the way the parties are made up, right? So when you look at the Democrats, it's more of a coalition of a bunch of different type of people, right? So we have to do a little bit more compromising, talking, dialoguing to be able to figure out what we have in common and how we're going to get over our differences. With Republicans, is white people is the majority of the party, and maybe something like gender, right? That could come up for them because a lot of white women do vote Republican, but for the most part, it's white people who are agreeing that they want to keep people of color like not getting an advantage. Let's just say it like that, right? Absolutely. And so and sometimes they're just not educated about the fact that the things that are pushed to them are just not true, right? So like the propaganda around race with affirmative action, they would eat that up because in their mind they believe that black folks are getting an unfair advantage, or and it's just not true. So they you see people exploiting the masses in their party to think that everybody's against white people, or white people are not getting something because they're white, and that's just not what it is. Versus on the other side, we have a history that clearly shows in this country that things happen to people because they're not white, and then that's weaponized against us to say that we're a victim. We're acting like a victim.
I want to ask you this because Nina Turner, you said this about Nina Turner. She said this reminder. This is on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Democrats had a majority in the Senate, and it takes 50 votes to abolish the filibuster. The people standing in the way of expanding the court are Democrats, and the statements like the one below allow those Democrats cover. You said this to her, quote, lying. There are 48 Democrats and a Dem VP.
Yep.
So it's very slim because Kamala Harris is about to break the record of having the most tie-breaking votes ever in history.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And you see how consequential she has been. But it shows you that we need to get to 50 for her to be consequential. And you see, even in the Democratic Party, people like Sinema, right?
Yeah, Chuck, I know you was going to Sinema in Virginia. Exactly. But you got to understand where he's from.
My bad. She is the senator from Arizona that is, she went away from the Democratic Party and said, I'm going to be an independent now, which makes it as if she's not beholden to what the party's doing. So that lost one. And then Bernie, of course, is not a Democrat. He's an independent. So that's two. And then Manchin, you can never really count on him.
You don't know about him.
Exactly. You never know. So that's three folks in the air that you can't really count on to be in line with what the party's going to do. So I could say that Joe still is a Democrat, right? That's what he says he is. Now, looking at his voting record, for the most part, Joe Manchin has been voting to get folks on that judge bench, right? So he voted for Ketanji Brown Jackson. So I think it's really important for us to remember, not that it's great that we do have 48 Democrats, but to remember that those independents don't have to vote with the Democrats, and even Democrats don't have to. And with the 48 that we do have, we have to have the two independents voting for us and then still get Harris to vote in the favor, which she probably would do. And so that's the point that I was trying to bring out there, is that it's just not that there are 50 there waiting for her, because what it could make it seem like is that Kamala's not doing her job, and we know that's not the case.
And I'm so glad you said it, because I've had a white liberal, and I'm saying it because he kept saying Kamala Harris not doing anything, and that's a bogus lie.
Yeah, that's just a lie.
That's a lie. And so you just do your research. But I want to ask you this, because Nina Turner, my favorite, so you don't like her.
And I got to run after this, bro.
Okay, I'm just the last part. She said expand the court.
Oh, Lord.
Do you think that is a good, because I don't think it's a good idea, because say President Biden expand, okay, what will stop Trump or whoever else Republican? Okay, they expand. So we'll probably have a court of 3,000 people, 4,000 justices. So, do you think that's a good idea to expand the court? Because it have not always been this particular number. It have always changed throughout history. It have not always been, I think we have, 9?
Yeah, we have 9 now.
But it have not always been 9 if you look at the history.
That's right.
But do you think they should expand the court?
Well, I think that's a really good question. I really think it just kind of boils down to who's on the court. Because if you expand it and you're not able to get the people through, right, which is what one of her critiques is that, one of the critiques that we've had of her is that she's not telling the truth about the votes that are there, right? What makes you think that we're going to be able to get those folks on there? Or what makes you even think that we're going to get that vote passed, right?
Right.
So you gotta do so many things to get there. And I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if who you want is in power, right? But if, like you said, if the other party's coming in and stuffing the court with their folks is not going to be so good for you. And so I think it's just kind of like a short-term, not really well thought out answer. But, it may not be bad in the short term, right? But in the long term, it could be.
Yes, I agree. And like I said in my YouTube short, you guys that are listening to this is why voting is important about your senator and about the power that the Senate have.
That's
people just say president. The Senate is very powerful because they confirm the judges.
That's
I can, as the president, nominate all day, but the Senate said, hell no.
It ain't going to happen.
It ain't going. So y'all stay asleep because y'all say president, but who are you supporting for senator?
That's right.
So Republicans, they played it very smart. Yes, they played the long game, and Democrats is playing catch up. They
And
so far.
what we like to do is focus on president, right? I don't know what that is, but we kind of got this kind of theory that the head is the final say so, right? That's not how it works in government. Right? And so they kind of share the governance, right? So you got the Supreme Court and the executive, Biden, and the legislature, right? Working together to make the rules. And so then even in the legislature, you got different powers split up between the House and the Senate. And like you said, the Senate is going to confirm the final decision, right, of whether Biden's or whoever the president is, their senator gets in or out. And then another thing that people don't think about is that the House, which is the lower court, can pull them off, right? Or not even just pull them off, but can impeach them to be held in trial for the Senate again, right? The same body that would confirm you on could be the same one to pull you off, right? And so, just wanted to bring that point up too.
I just want everybody to follow you on Twitter because I just ran across your Twitter because it went viral. Like everybody was retweeting you. And I said, bro, you got to come on the show because we have to get educated people on that know the history, that can give their opinion about it because they're talking about this all over. But a lot of African Americans will not be on these major networks and they're not going to give y'all time to really talk. So it's great that you came on. Do you have a podcast? If you don't, you need a podcast.
I think I pretty much like this. I like to tweet. I like it like that.
So you don't want to do host no show no night.
Yeah, but so if y'all want to follow me, it's at Tendentious G on Twitter, and it's Booker G Washington is what I go by on there.
Yes. So I'm going to share your Twitter or actually on here right now so they can follow you right now. So I'm about to drop it in the chat, you guys, so y'all can go follow Mr. Booker. Thank you so very much. And I got to get you back on because there's so much, because this is it's because also the student loan coming up, that decision is coming up. So I got to bring you back.
Could be tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, right?
Could be.
Be tomorrow. So if it's tomorrow, I got to hit you. Hey, man, what you got to say? I want to hear your thoughts because, number one, I'm assuming that you probably have student loan debt. So I know you're going to be watching that decision on tomorrow. I think everybody's watching. I know I'm watching it right now because I would love to get $20,000, I believe, the maximum, because I qualified to get off. Everybody will love that, I think, if you're in debt. So I will definitely hit you up. Make sure you go follow him.
I appreciate the platform, man, your platform, what you're doing, and I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right. So this was amazing getting him on. Make sure y'all go follow him on Twitter, Mr. Booker on Twitter. But hey, he said what he had to say. You won't feel the effects of this until years to come. That's why voting is so important. And that's why you need to be voting for your senator, because they're important. Just like Mr. Booker said, the senator confirms the judges and the House can impeach them, but it goes right back to the Senate because they have to have trials. So it's very important, you guys. Very, 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 very important. So what I'm going to do for this particular segment, before we get to our other topics, I'm going to open up the phone lines if anybody else, or I could just drop the link. If anybody else want to come on to speak about affirmative action, do you think it was a good thing? Do you think it was a bad thing? I understand, because I talked to my friend, he's a conservative. He said, Wiley, it's disrespectful to say that I'm black, that you just got to do it because of my skin color. We are a more just society today than we were back when our parents were born. I understand that. And also TYT, the young Turks, he came out, the owner of that product or the show or network, said he agreed with that decision. Okay? He agreed with that decision. All right. Do anybody want to say something? I want to forever hold your peace. You hit the link. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. Forever hold your peace. I see y'all later here. Hey. Somebody said the best conversation I heard all day. You two need to pull a special together when it's time to vote. Yes. And I'm going to do a better job with the voting, with bringing candidates on to explain what their policy is and actually ask them questions, like host a virtual town hall so we can have that as well. So y'all can understand how important the Senate is. A lot of people don't know how important it is. It's very, very important. And the reason why I'm going to say this, Jessica, because I know you're saying next. This is why a lot of folks are shocked. Oh my God, this is going on. Because we so embarrassed with being entertained that we forget that while we laughing and kikiing about Cardi B and JT throwing a phone at Uzi Vert, it is people actually doing something to take back our rights, to roll us back to the plantation. They want to roll us back picking cotton. They don't want us with no rights. So while we you see when JT threw that phone at Uzi, I say they're actually rolling back rights. Oh, look at them black folk just laugh and entertain, and they taking your rights away. Okay? I'm just saying, I love to be entertained. Yes, baby, I will kiki with the best one. We were just kikiing on members only. I had to end it early just to come over here because this conversation is important. Because this is going to affect you and my nieces because they're going to be 18 one day and they're going to be trying to go to college. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And so even they got the decision with the student loan because y'all kept saying, Wiley, where about the student loan cancellation? He lied. That's all bald-faced lie. It's being challenged in the Supreme Court. You hear me? Because you can't tell me how many people say, he lied. It was challenged. But the average person don't know that if a president put an executive order that they can get sued, it can get challenged. It is in the courts. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very important. And I'm not talking about you, for whomever. This is a very, very important conversation. I want to address this because people would say, and I want y'all to hear this, all you talk about is one person. We talk about this subject, and then the people with the criticism, they're not here for this conversation, nor they're not engaging about the conversation. I want you to know that. So when we talk about these other people that's on the docket, Armon, Wiggins, who all do we have on the docket here today? Give me a second. I'm going to prove a point. When we talk about Armon Wiggins, Jason Lee, Nicki Minaj, and Jaguar Wright, a person going to see in the chat and they're going to say, all you talk about is Armon. All you talk about is Tasha. But they wasn't here in the beginning when we were talking about affirmative action. That does you hear what I'm saying? Because we about to roast and gag, of course. You know, I'm gonna make it do what it do. But it's gonna be a comment. All you talk about is Tasha K. All you talk about is Armon Wiggins. That's what they're gonna say. All you talk about is Jason. You're gonna say that. But you on here for this people didn't engage nowhere. Because you don't care nothing about it. All right. So we about to get into this docket. They say he's riding the American fastest. Yeah. Wiley Bods. Okay. I see y'all here. Yeah, they use foolishness as a distraction. Yes, they do. And I said, I can key, but I need to see what's going on. All right. And I'm going to talk about it anyway. On this show, we talk about whoever we want to talk about on this show. Guess what? Because I created it and I'm going to talk about it. And if I didn't have it, I'll talk about it with myself and my baby dolls. So this is what we do over here. But we will always talk about politics because I love it. I'm going to continue to talk about it. I don't care if it's 3 people watching. I'm going to talk about it because I'm used to having 3 people watching me. I had it for years. Baby, 216, I done hit the lottery. Because I remember when it was only 3. Hell, take away the 3. That's on a good day. I remember it was just me on the line and the guest, if I have a guest. Most days on the show, it was just me talking. There was 0. I looked at the stat, 0. It was just me talking. Yeah, we got 3 million people waiting to tune in. Well, nobody listening. 216 people back then. Baby, I became a billionaire. For years, I had 0 people listening. 0. Because this is before YouTube. This was on Blog Talk Radio back in 2011. I was 21 years. No, actually 20. I didn't turn 21 until I was November of 2011. I was 20 years old. I looked at them stats, 0. And it discouraged me and I gave up. Oh, it was 0. I said it 0. Sitting there live. We got millions of people pretending that people tweeting about the show when nobody tweeting about the show, when nobody. That was a voice of man creating stuff. 0. When nobody tweeting about the Wiley Show. Baby, they dogged me on Facebook. Wiley boring. Don't nobody tune into that boring show. 0 people. Boring. They dogged me out. And I cried. I quit. Man, don't nobody love me. Don't nobody love my show. I'm boring. And I left. And before my friend got on crack, he said, you are talented. Just be consistent. And I was crying then, hurt. And I listened to that advice. I said, and it just clicked in my head. Because when you slow, it takes you a while to learn when you slow. I was a little slow. I was. It took me a little while to catch on. But when I caught on to it, I couldn't stop. I got addicted. And then people started to come. Then everything that Armon, everything, because Armon is in my head too, because we talked too, but this before Armon, everything that Jonathan said all came to pass. Because he's in my head too, because we talked too. He said, don't give up. I would give up. He would give up. Blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that. And then when I started, I said, Jonathan was right. And so when he was on drugs, it was heavy. Jonathan was on drugs. I read his journal because he left his journal and his pipes at my old apartment. And that's why he can't come over. He would get high and leave his pipes and stuff. So when I was discarding of that drug stuff, I read his journal. And on one of the pages of his journal, he said, I am so happy and proud for my cousin Wiley for listening to my advice. I helped him, taught him about the gay community, and I'm so happy that he have an audience and that he finally listened to my advice. Hopefully he listened to the advice by staying consistent in the gym so he can stop being a fat ass. That was in that man's journal. Because I would go to the gym, not be consistent. You know what I'm saying? That was in that man's journal. That was in that man's journal. So, yeah. So we that was in his journal. Okay, let's move on. I always learn something new over here, and I consider myself a well-informed person. Thank you, Cutie. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into this really quickly. Not really quickly because I got time today. I'm off today. I'm with y'all today. Give me a second here. I want to talk about Boosie. Boosie is what I call a man that always don't know how to distinguish the industry from street life. Guns, breaking the law, and just doing crazy stuff. But one thing that Boosie said in a podcast, he said back in the day, yo woman, and he said the B word, yo B, all she had, all the N-words that she had was at her job, and the N-words, you know, you're on her job and you. But social media, she got a whole bunch of N-words that she could look at. The same thing with N-words. Y'all got only B's that y'all see was at your job or at home. But now you got multiple, so much B's, a lot of B's that you can look at from social media to so many. And that's what he's talking about, how social media is bad. And I agree a little bit, not the terminology, because I use it. Just I ain't going to use the B word over here. I use the members only. I agree. It's so much competition. And yeah, social media have destroyed a lot of relationships. Okay? And so I saw that and I was like, that's true. It have destroyed a lot of relationships, especially the gay ones, straight ones have destroyed it. Social media is key. I don't even really want you until you get married or engaged or in a relationship. Then I'll be in your DMs. Yes, I've said it. I don't even want to talk to you unless you're in a relationship, unless you get married, unless you engage. That's when I'm more attracted to you. Once you all single and all that, I don't want you. Once you say, "Oh, I'm engaged, I'm moving on," then that's when I want you. Then that's when it'll be in your DMs. Women some women are the same way. You want paying Wiley no man. Now he's married. Now you want to give him that good. You want to give him that your butt cheek. You want stun Wiley. Now Wiley getting engaged with a beautiful chocolate thick. Now you with a DM. You want stun me when I was single. Now I'm getting engaged. Now you are. What's up? What you doing? And it's a why are you like, yeah, I love the challenge. I deal better with you. I like when people reject me. I just like the challenge. You'll come out better just being in my good grace. But it's a challenge. I like it. Like when people don't put me in the title, I ain't gonna stop till you put me in the title. Then I stop. I move on because the thrill is gone. But as long as you protest not putting it, the more I'm gonna talk about you. Right, don't come to me with a body count less than 9. Have some experience, better know what you're doing, ain't got time to teach. Well, we wouldn't be able to date if you were a female, your next ex, because I'm not all the way experienced or expert with women. I'm inexperienced with women. I still haven't ate the box yet, okay? But with men, I do consider myself a pro. I can snatch your husband if I really want it, if he on a DL. But with women, I'm just a nobody. I ain't got the swag with women. I just don't. I really got to study. And I'm loving it because if you go to my house, I got a stack of books learning about women. A stack of books. Mom said, why you got all this relationship book about women and books about women? I'm studying women behavior, and some of it is working. Because one woman I was talking to, she said she had a man out in Atlanta. I done threw some of that game that I was taught, and now we're gonna link up sometime this week. So it's kind of working. But I'm studying it, your behavior. What do you like? I'm studying women because I'm just very interested. One woman said she liked Zane, but Zane, I ain't never heard of Zane. Zane, who is Zane? Baby, I went to the library, got a stack of Zane books. So the next time we get on the phone, we could talk about some Zane books. I want to get in them drawers. I want to Zane up in them drawers. So let me learn about what's in that book. Because she said she likes Zane. We need some Zane. Okay, no problem. Okay, I know that. Don't worry. I went all the chapters, addicted, every single book, and I got books that's coming. And I'm just sitting there reading, taking notes. That's what I do. Some of y'all ain't got no man that's studying. They don't give a darn. They could just come to you and say, hello, you ready to drop your drawers? If you got on drawers, you rip off that girdle. Some men ain't got to study you. You ready right now. You already got 15 kids, 15 baby daddy. He just coming to say, hey, you ain't got on drawers. You got on your bonnet and you rip that girdle off. You already good to go. So we ain't talking about you. You already got who you going. We ain't talking about you. You ain't got to study you. You just go on and blow at it. You ready to rip off your pantyhose and your girdle. So you just go ahead. The real test is when you have him or her at the same time, then that's when you get her PhD. Yeah. I hear you. So I just said, so when Boosie said that, I was entertained by that. Okay. Somebody said, I remember Boosie saying that. Because I saw that come down somebody sent me a link. They said, yes. Okay. Somebody said you a snake. Yes. Well, I am a cockeyed one. A loose foot, slew foot snake? Yeah, if you want to call me that. But would you rather have a snake that is honest or a snake that pretended to be a little dove, a butterfly, and still sting you? I'm just saying. I mean, if you want to say snake, I would say I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? What I like. And most dudes are the same way. I could bring a female on here right now. Man cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't honest. So you better hope and pray that you get a man that's honest than to get a man that's pretending to be something that he's not. I think a lot of women don't like men that are honest. So I'm a guy that's telling you what I like. Oh, so you just want me to do like your baby daddy do and be something that I'm not. And pretend to be something that I'm not. Or do you want somebody that's honest? Hello. Most men don't want to be committed to one woman. If you really ask him, if he's honest, he would say, no, I want you, your mama, and your sister. They don't want to be just with one woman. And the reason why it ain't showing you about cheating on you. Most men and some women, I'm gonna stick with the men because a lot of time they come with women a lot of men. I'm gonna stick with the men. Most men, they're getting married because they're getting forced or they think it's the right thing. And you know you a hoe. You know you singing that ping. You know you watching it. You know you ain't ready to eat one coochie a day. You ain't ready to eat this only coochie. You ain't ready. You ain't ready. But a lot of women, they try to think, oh, I'm gonna make it because my yoni I got that tight right. I don't care how tight you think it is. A lot of these guys ain't ready. A lot of these guys ain't never been they still a child. Uh-oh. They still got childlike behavior. They ain't get away from that childlike behavior, that child ways. They ain't get away, they still a child. They still a teenager. They still want to play games. They ain't mature. Yeah, you grown as an age, but mental-wise, behavior-wise, you still acting like you're a teenager. You work? Man, I don't want to work. You work. You know? So you got to know who you got. Do you really got a man at home, or do you got a teenager that's 50-some years old? Go on, Patricia. Counseling about women. Send me an email, wileyshow@gmail.com. Or hit my line, 972-674-8742. I think that's my number. So I'm just saying, Wiley, you don't know women like you think. I don't know women like I think. Even Solomon was the most wise king ever, and he didn't really understand women. So I'm not going to act like I know women, everything about women. No, I know some women are sneaky. I know some women can cheat better than men. I do know that because I'm around a lot of sneaky women. In my humble opinion, women know how to cheat better than men. They know how to hide it better. All the cheaters say, you're right. I believe that. I do know that. I got a front row seat of that anyway. But don't get me to talking. But what I'm saying is, don't rush it. Some of y'all would have came out better if you'd have left that man alone or just screwed him and just made him your boyfriend. You messed up making that man a father and a husband. You rush it. I've dealt with a female the same way. She's on her way to baby number 2. She would have had 4, but it's a triple homicide because she didn't scramble them up like scrambled egg. Meaning she went on and click and got, terminate the pregnancy. Triple homicide. So when it comes to women, men are fueled by 2 things. Sex, obviously, and 2, not wanting to feel like the bad guy. That's what leads to cheating and ghosting. Yeah, I hear you. So you got to have standards. And see, you got to have it. And I posted on my page, I said a broke man shouldn't date unless he got money. You shouldn't be dating broke. Because even if you don't have a car, you still need money for bus fare. We still got to have somewhere to go. We still got to be able to get there. I don't think, and I can speak for a brother, I don't want to date you if I'm broke. I don't want to date Miss Mays and say, Mays, let's date. I'm broke. I can't go take you to the movies, buy you a popcorn. I can't afford to take you to a $1 movie. I shouldn't be dating you. What I should be doing is making a date with the human resource department for a job. I should be making a date with the unemployment office for a job. I should be making a date at the nearest library because you probably don't have no internet in the home. Walk into the library, get a library card, and go and apply on Indeed for a job. Then once you get some checks, once you get some money saved up, once you get an apartment in your name, you pay it, you know what I'm saying? Then you can go out there trying to go look for you a woman. A lot of people that get into it, they priority, they ain't together, they ain't together. They ain't together. You ain't even working. You can't even focus on the higher. You ain't even got the basic, a job, an income. An income. That's just the basics. That's like the ABCs. You don't even have an income. We can't even get to the mental part or emotional part. But you don't even have an income. Right then and there, that's a disaster waiting to happen. It's easy to screw. That's the easy part. Boom, boom, bam, 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 and get a baby. But you don't have an income. How are you going to provide? In order to get married, you have to have money. You have to have an income to sustain your household. I don't care what you're talking about. Every time she get pregnant, that's more bills. And if you honest with the government, they ain't give you all that government services if it's a man in that house. Unless you lying and saying that's your uncle or brother. See, I understand that. And KLE is saying something. Let me just talk about that comment. Come on, KLE. I just want some people to be honest. We're going to have an honest conversation. He said this, but some men are attractive, bro. Some attract, they run into the women and men who want to do it for them. Dave even said it. That's a fact. That is a fact. Baby, that is real. They will drop them draws and pay all this because he look good. And so many people, but I'm real. I'm real. But if I had a certain look, like some of these people got a certain look, I'd be running women. They be paying all my bills. Looking like, what was the guy name? Name somebody that's attractive. Everybody's different. YK Osiris, I'd be running women. With men that I've seen that look like YK Osiris, ran women. They paid all their bills. Women would fight over men like YK Osiris that look like him. Or they look like Michael B. Jordan. Or the baby. Oh man. He wouldn't have to work. You got 15 baby mama, one paying your cell phone bill, one paying your bills, everything. It was a guy, it was a housekeeper at a job that I used to work for many, many moons ago. She would work and give her entire check to the cook at the place because he looked good and had a big pay. Went to the Kershaw Shane. He took her, him and his brother, took her to the Kershaw Shane, and she gave all her money to him. And then she would have to ask me to help give her some lunch. I didn't give her a cracker. I said, under my breath, you can starve all I could because you stupid. Under my breath, in my head, because I ain't that disrespectful. I'm at work. But you dumb. Be hungry. And then he dumped her and got an RN with a better income, and she gave more money. Not all her money, but she made a little bit more to pay his rent and bills, a car note. He dumped her. And she couldn't go in the kitchen and get no free meals no more. Dumped her. Stupid. Every time I think about it, dummy. And she got pregnant by him. And he dumped her. She was hungry. They stopped her from going in that kitchen getting free food. She got pregnant by no good trifling. Nothing. But you gave him that yoni. At least you would have gave it to me. She was good looking. I would have helped you. But You said I was ugly. You didn't give me a time of day. You got me there, you look good. But look what you got. Baby, welfare, and praying that you get on Section 8, you still on the waiting list. Ain't even working as no house girl. Last time I checked, she ain't working nowhere. But you didn't want me because I was ugly and cockeyed. All right. Well, my cockeyed ass, you ain't getting a sandwich from me. Go get the man that look good. Let him give you a sandwich. Let him give you a burger. Give you nothing. I ain't stupid. You didn't give me the draws. You can starve all I care. Give a damn you fall out. I wouldn't even administer CPR. I would just look at you and say, hey, she fell out. Hey, go get her. I ain't putting her lips on that. So, pay me no mind. So, KLE triggered something for me to share that story. I wanted to date her first because she's beautiful. Didn't pay me no mind. Ugly, she said. I was cockeyed, and people told me what she said. Then she dealt with the man in the kitchen. He screwed her. He looked good. I would have gave him. If I had a Yodi, I would have gave it to her. But he didn't want no man. I don't think. He didn't want. He was straight. Gave it to her, painted, and dogged her. Everybody knew her business. Everybody knew it. But you didn't want Wiley because he was ugly. But look what you got. You stuck with all them kids. And probably somewhere in a dusty place. Miserable. But a lot of you women, y'all have y'all favorite. Y'all go chase that. Boom. But Kel, he said something that triggered me. It did. It triggered me. She can't even suck the chicken, but I would give it to my dog before I would give it to her. No, I'm not giving you nothing. You embarrassed me, made me feel bad, said all that. No, you can stop. You was looking at the looks, and you didn't look at the character of the man. Man, and look what you. But Kel, thank you for sharing that. I got a little story time. You can stop. And I dodged a bullet. Yes, I've dodged a bullet because I know I'm a great guy. I dodged a bullet, and I thank God. Hey, I'm glad I got the little cockeyed thing because that'll let me know if you sincere. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cockeyed and got a lot of money. I know I'm gonna get a lot of money, and y'all gonna see this. Women that never paid me no mind. My social media presence is gonna change once big money comes. They pay me no mind. Don't even send me a heart, not even a moon or a sun or a hello or a like. Once the $452 million come, I'm worth over $400 million and grossing $900,000 a month, then you would pay me some mind. I still got the same cockeye, but the difference is my bank account is different. You still gonna let me screw you, but you'll take it now because of the money. And I can't wait for that day to happen. And I can't wait for that day to happen. That's why I'm working so hard just for that day. I ain't gonna know I really made it until I really want to screw the woman that in my dreams I only fantasize of screwing. That goes for men and women. I got a list of people that as soon as I make it, they're on my screw list that I'm gonna make love to. And that's when I know, I finally made it. What you say, baby? Oh, nothing. I say I love you. I ain't gonna marry you. I ain't that stupid. Man, leave. Okay. Well, ain't that dumb? But I would deal with that attention. Yes, I'm a man. Men love attention by beautiful women and beautiful men. Okay, I think most men will want somebody who is a builder. Money will continue to diminish without real growth. I will be a builder. Man, please. Me with money, with a staff. Shh. You better come with it, dream. Yes, let's move on. I just had to say that. Did y'all hear me today? Hey, thank you, KLE, for sending me that comment. That's that member did that. I love KOE because he keeps it real. Give me a second. Let me take this comment down. How do I take it down? Oh, right here. We done with Boosie. So, but that's a good point. Watch why is going to come on the stream below your heart. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm working so hard because of that. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. Look at Tasha, nothing but problem. That's Tasha. She's stupid. But she ain't got the type of money that I'm going to have. Okay? Your perspective about life overall is respected and appreciated because there are not many people out here where morals anymore. Don't change at your next ex. Okay? And a lot of women, and let me take Boost, I can leave him up here. They don't really want a man with morals like that. Some of these women, when you get a good guy, and Storm have said this, and I believe it. You ain't got no criminal record. You ain't no thug. You pay your bills on time. Everything was good. No focus. Look at Sierra. Future. The worst of the worst. He got baby mamas out of baby mamas. But because he a rapper, that's what she's truly attracted to. But let's take Boosie down because I'm going to put this on TikTok. But Sierra settled for her man. Settled for because he was a provider. He was safe. He came home. She didn't have to chase hoes. She didn't have to chase Goopy. He's coming home. He worshiped her. He loved her. So she settled. But in reality, she really loved a Future. Is that she couldn't. That's what she really attracted to. But she settled for the man that she got now. Look at Nicki. Out of all the men that Nicki could have picked, she picked a man that's on the ankle bracelet, criminal record, and he's on a list that he on a whole list, meaning that if a crime happened with a minor or an elderly person or a minor, they're going to be knocking at her door first. Why? Because he on the list. Let a crime happen in that block. Somebody get their cookie snatch. The prime suspect on that block, Mr. Kenneth Petty, going to be the... Where were you at, sir? Around 9:30 p.m. Oh, he was... Oh, wait a minute, man. Let him speak. That's Nicki. Where were you at, sir, at 9:30 p.m.? So, I'm just keeping it. She picked the worst of the worst. So, I'm just saying, I know y'all don't like that type of teacher, but it's the truth. All these great, powerful executives or computer scientists, doctors, lawyers. I'm talking about she could have got the prime, the best that black man could offer. She picked the worst of the worst. He's on a list. So everywhere she moved in America, he can't even move to America unless he get permission because he's on the list. Because you like people like that. You like it. You fell in love with that. Some women don't want to hear that. But it is what it is. And Nicki, you can't sue me because it's all facts. You chose the worst. And he had to drop his suit. Do we have a picture of Nicki? I'm gonna wing this because that's just telling my spirit. Well, I can't wait. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Just scroll up. Let's see if you got. Yeah, we got her. We're gonna talk about her for it because it's in my spirit. I mean, she could have got the best chef in town. That's black. She picked the worst. She put Pookie from the block and tried to discourage Jennifer Hugh. Tell her to take it back. I bet you when she screw me like you screwed Jennifer. No, you don't want to hear that, Barbs. You don't want to hear that. I want you to screw me like you screwed Jennifer. All right, I'm just saying, because we got Nicki in the title. She got a new album that's coming out. Yes, I said I ain't taking it back. She picked the worst. Screw me like you screwed Jennifer. Army. That's exactly what she said in that bedroom. That's a turn on for her. Her brother is sick. He in prison for touching a minor. Who don't like this type of teaching? They don't like that type of teaching. You better watch what you... Brother in jail for doing something. Her husband went to prison for touching a woman. And she just right there, just a smile. Something wrong with that. I mean, y'all gotta wake up. Ain't nowhere in the world. All these criminals, and you just in there cheesing. So I'm just saying she probably, you have people that's turned on, but I believe she's intrigued. So her album is coming out in November. I believe that Nicki is waiting for Cardi and Cardi is waiting for Nicki. I don't think Nicki even had her project finished. Nicki is just rushing. So she's waiting for Cardi and Cardi waiting for Nicki. Cardi, and I love you, but Cardi told her people, Barty Gang, and I know y'all gonna drag me in a group chat. Don't delete me because it's a lit group chat. Oh, Barty Gang, if the song go top 10 on number 1, I'm going to release a new record. Them Barty Gang still waiting on a new record. You too busy arguing with Tosh where that new record at. But I believe y'all waiting on each other. Nicki, you ain't ready. Oh, what's up, Bars? Let me read that tweet that you wrote. Give me a sec. Let me read that tweet. Because Cardi B is coming out in the fall. Because, they get... A lot of us don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We get it when it goes public, but a little birdie told me Cardi have already shopped around that her album is going to be coming out sometime in the fall of this year. But this is what she said. She said, "Dear Barbs, I've been trying to find the right time to tell you this for a few days. Due to some really exciting news that I'll share with you guys at a later time, I've shifted the album date just a tad bit. Trust me, it'll be well worth the wait. But since I am shifting the date just a tad, I'd like to give you a tiny sip of some more album tea so that I don't have to get cussed out. So here it goes. My new album will be released November 11, 2023. And she shall be called Pink Friday 2. I love you guys so much. I am so grateful for the year of support. Love you guys have given me. I mean, okay. That's what she said. Read it how she wrote it. At times, maybe I didn't even deserve all that you have poured into me. Nevertheless, you will. Love, period. This, period. Album, period. I will give tour details closer to that time. But obviously, the tour will start around the first quarter of 2024. I also share the real album cover at a later date. Either Cardi gonna drop in the fall or the first quarter of 2024. Cardi is somewhere in the world with this announcement because that's what she's competing with. She's competing with Cardi. She said she's going on tour in 2024. Okay, that's what she said, and we posted on wileythetroll.com. I believe we posted that. And my birthday is November 11th. So on my birthday, I want y'all to buy me Nicki Minaj album. I want the CD and the vinyl, and I want a ticket, first class, front row seat. So I want to be able to smell the scent of her breath. That's how close I want to be. Front row seat of her show. Nicki probably going to have Ice Spice tour with her, probably so. That's going to be a boring tour because Ice Spice is trash. Ooh, she can't perform. They said, let me see what y'all saying. Nicki live. Nicki. Okay, no. Somebody press. They said super freaky girl. Okay. I love that. They said Nicki probably going to have Ice Spice. I agree with that. Are you going to it? They said super freaky wild. My birthday, I will be 33 years old. If it be the Lord's will, on November 11th, I will be 33 years old. Praise God. Praise God. 33 years old. God is so good. He's so wonderful. He's so wonderful. But I'm so glad that Nicki will release the album because one of my first albums I bought from her was Pink Friday. I went to the Walmart. It was on 80 something, right? And on the South Side, I purchased her album. And I screwed a guy, my former. We graduated high school together. We graduated, and we were together. We weren't dating, and I just screwed him because he was in a relationship, and I just wanted to get back at his boyfriend by screwing him. And he was attractive. He was feminine about him. So I had to give him some. And so we went and we purchased like the Nicki Minaj album, and we played that song. We played that album over and over again while I was screwing them because my grandmother had an apartment. I'm not gonna put the address out there, but she had an apartment on the in the Chatham area, and we played that album over and 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 over. I was a huge Nicki Minaj fan. Oh, thank you, Caramel Cutie. She left 1999. Thank you, beautiful. Yeah, we screwed. Yeah, 1999. Absolutely. Thank you. I love you. And we screwed. And we screwed. And it was amazing. It was like, I was such a fan of Nicki because I was a fan of Kim, but I never purchased Kim albums because my grandma would never let me purchase Kim albums, Huff Strong, her coochie. Like, no, my grandma would never do that. And we never could play like Lil' Kim music. Like, I would have to listen to her like on the VHS, like on the CDs that my friend had secretly, very secretly. And then my grandmother said, what was that? And she'd throw it away. So I had to put like a gospel CD in there, or I would have to go print out a gospel CD thing and put it over because I used to be in a CD department at my church. So I would go and print out like Shirley Caesar thing on the CD, and I'll put it over the Lil' Kim thing, and I will put in like a Shirley Caesar album cover thing, cut it out, and put it in the CD thing, so she didn't know that was actually Lil' Kim and everything. So she wasn't bothered when she opened it up. It'll say Shirley Caesar, hold my mute, and she wasn't bothered. That's what I used to do to kind of trick her. Because I used to listen to, because one of the things of it was I used to be scared of now I put listen to the handle it. Like I was like, oh my God, like I used to. And so when I was in 8th grade, it was a grown man, and I was scared of because it was huge. So and all that lyric, like, oh my God, I was scared of it. Go ahead, Kim. Anyway, that's like way before my time. So, I used to listen, like her music was like so iconic and just watching it, anyway. So, I just was a fan of just her. Just I went to school and I would kind of like my friend, he had like a poster of hers, and we would go in this room and we would like do things like to ourselves to the poster. Anyway, I was like a huge fan of Kim, like iconically Kim, but she like went away. She was old news at one point. And so Nicki Minaj was the new thing. Okay? Nicki Minaj was the new thing. And so, yeah, she came through, but I was a huge fan of Kim. I love Kim. I'm a huge fan of Kim. A huge fan of Kim. A huge fan. I still am a huge fan. I'm a dedicated fan because I purchased her album. I was one of the 12 people that purchased her album. I'm kidding. It was I think it was sold about 300 copies. I'm kidding. 400,000. So I purchased 9. Okay? I purchased her album, her recent project. I'm gonna read her book. You know what I'm saying? I love her. I never liked Nicki from day one. They said my mom was the same way, so I understand. I had to sneak and listen to secular music, but because I was a church kids, I had to sneak and listen. So this is why I don't like secular music. I appreciate it a lot, but I listen to a lot of gospel. Like I have a mixture because I'm like, oh, I'm going to hell, so I'm gonna listen to some gospel. Have y'all ever been on a plane? And on the plane, you listen to gospel. So when I'm going up in the plane, going in the sky, I'll play a lot of Shirley Caesar. I'll be praying because I don't want to go to hell. I don't want the plane to get up out the sky. I don't want to burn. So in my mind, I'm gonna listen to all gospel hits. The Pace Sisters, the Clark Sister, is my living in vain? I would listen to all gospel hits, and then what's the plane is in the air, all secular music. I don't F with you. You don't F with you. I ain't F with you. Do anything to do. I'll be in that rabbit and deal with that turbulence. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. Then when he get right back and all that, and I go back to my okay, my bad. I don't know all that. So this is my bad. I don't know too good. It's just me and my bad. Okay. So anyway, okay. They said it would have been so yeah. So I be kidding. I love it. I love it. Okay. So yeah, I just love like gospel music. So I work. My friend said, "Why do you work out with all the gospel music? A lot of shout music." And I love this woman. Oh my God! I want to make sure I say her name right. I want to make sure I say her name right because I saw her at concert, and I cannot. And we follow each other. So, well, I shouldn't have said it because y'all gonna tell her not to follow me. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna put a praise on it. Oh man, I want to make sure because I should have said that. Of course, I should have said that. What is her name? Oh my God, we follow each other. I don't know her name. But I know I love her. Okay, I just can't think of her name right now. I don't know her name. The one that sings Break Every Chain. So yes, I love her. Anyway, but we follow each other. Anyway, because I'm a huge fan of her. I just can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. Is just they said anniversary for the hardcore was 2 days ago. Yes, I gotta go listen to it again on Station Ed. So I'm just in love. Thank you so very much for y'all listening to this segment. Okay. Someone said I used to sneak and listen to watch a late night cinema. Yes, and it was this thing I used to watch on cable that people pay money to screw women. It was like you could pick it on a menu. I don't know where it was at in Vegas. Like you can screw the women. Like they get paid to get screwed. And it was all legal. Like they would pay money to screw. It was on cable. and it was on the channel. And so my mom was getting this huge bill because I would watch that material. And so they would pay money to go screw. I don't know what was the name of it, but it was on cable. And they would pay money to screw the women. And I don't know if it was in Nevada. I don't know where it was at. I don't know if it was a movie. But anyway, I just remember as a teenager watching that on Comcast. I remember that on Comcast. I would watch it. I would be there watching it. And so I was definitely there watching it. And then I would never forget when my mom used to watch it. She used to tell us to close our eyes. It was this movie. I think it was Fatal Attraction. I forgot the name of it. But she was live in the suburbs. She lived in the suburbs, and so she was supposed to go get a gift, and she got caught in a storm, and she fell down, and she went to the guy who was a book dealer, and then they started screwing. So all on the nasty part, my mom would tell her to close out, but this particular, I didn't close my eyes. I was looking through I was looking. And so I always remember that movie, and so I would just watch those particular scenes over and over and over and over and over and over and over that entire movie. And then once I got older, I still, like, if I really want to just release myself, I would watch those scenes of she getting screwed, and then when she got screwed in the staircase. It was amazing. Like, it was amazing. I don't know what was the name of it, because I know the husband, he deleted the guy, but in the movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was incredible. Okay. Oh, Real Sex was a good show. Yeah, okay, Real Sex. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Yes. And so that was a movie that I watched. And so that's why I watch those type of films to this day. That's why mom said, why do you read all those type of books about? I do. That's what I mean. I love it. I love to read it. So no, my mom didn't allow. My mom, she would let us watch those movies, but when it would get to the nasty part, she would try to close her eyes. But one day I didn't, and so you know what I'm saying. So when she would go to work, when she would be whatever she's at, I would get the DVD or the VHS or whatever it was at that time. I would watch it over and 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 over again. So when me and the next door neighbor, and I wanted him to screw me like. He got screwed. Oh my gosh! Oh yes. I was a heathen. They said I was a heathen. Yeah, was good. Yes. Okay, so y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's what the stuff I used to watch. They said the Bunny Ranch and Las Vegas. Okay, that's what I used to watch back in the day. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's move on. I used to watch that back in the day, and so yeah, I used to watch it. Absolutely. Just like, okay, because people always like, what adult films do you like to watch? For me, for the fantasy part, no more, please. I wonder if they still have Bunny Ranch. So, as I said, no more. This is the last part. So for me, I don't care if you say no more, please. Yeah, you can get some more. So for me, I like to watch shows. That always have sex scenes. I'm addicted to sex scenes, like in shows. So, like, one of my favorite in P Valley. So this is my favorite. And I'm done. I may be done, but I'm not. I don't know. So in P Valley, Autumn, the stripper, she got the black guy. So the first time the black guy and all of that type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I see this part. I was like, this like little like the show, and I'm really into the show. And so in the scene, she was like giving him like a lap dance or whatever. And it was really her phone. I mean, his phone ring. He was like, no, answer. It's the answer. And it was his wife. He's like, where are you at? I'm watching the game. I'm at the bar. I was like, I'm here now. You're not here. And then he came, boom, boom. And so he was still like ready to get it in. So it's like, where was you at? And he screwed her in the hotel room. So I cannot tell you how many times I watched that scene over and over. And see, with those type of shows, they will cut it and post it on the sites. And I will watch that scene over and 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 over. And another thing that I like to watch when Mercedes, like the Mercedes experience, like when she was getting it with the woman, that's my favorite part of that. And I would watch that shit over and over and over and over. All the power scenes, I will watch all the power scenes over and over and over and over and over. Jennifer Lopez, she did a movie. She got a scene with the younger neighbor. You know, I watched that scene over and over and over and over. Wesley Snipes, you know what I'm saying? What was that? That scene with the white woman he screwed up on the Xerox machine, the copy machine. I watched that scene over and over and over and over and over. So I love it. And so the reason why I tell like my OnlyFans friends that do OnlyFans, I said, y'all need to let me produce and direct because I like storylines with the material. Like I don't just like the boom boom. I like a story. I like storytelling in it. Not too much, not a 3 hour, but I like some story time with it. That's for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of like, I ain't gonna say that man's business, but that's why I like Rico Pure and his man Fame or something like that. They had like storylines. They broke up, but I like the storylines in it, honestly. So yeah. All right. Let's I remember the first time it was called that. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, the money restaurant they found them out on the ground. So yes. They say, yeah, I don't watch the straight screw. Yes, I like the story time. Do anybody like the story time? I like the story time. That's what I like. I literally like story time. So that's why sometimes, like, okay, I like the story time. Like it was a movie. Oh my gosh. No, I ain't gonna get more into that. Yeah, I like the story time. Yeah, Kel, he said me too. Yes, I like it. And so like people always say, well, why don't you have children? Like why? What? Because you're so active in it. I said no. I thank God that I found ways to do self pleasure than to be screwing women and have all the babies. Because what I've learned years ago, I was like, man, you can have all this pleasure and don't get a baby, like get a woman pregnant or something like that. Like this is literally the safest way. And once I like found out, I like it. If I be with a person, hey, it is what it. I don't have to necessarily have to be one. You know what I'm saying? So they said the one with Jessa Lyric was pretty good. Looked like Jada was prepared for August. I see that. So yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like the safest way because like when I had got burned, like back in my 20s, because I was wild, I stopped for a long time. Took me years to get back involved with another guy. I got burned twice. And so I was like, man. And so I'm very skeptical. Like I'm kind of like scared, like, you know, because I don't want to have to go through that ever again. Thank God, never. That was when I was like 21, 22. Thank God that never happened. So I'm very skeptical, you know what I'm saying? Because self pressure is key. Like once I learn about my body, I'm like, I'm good with it. Like if I have somebody, that's great. If I don't, I don't. Man, you know, different. Oh, I hate the music doing this. Like, oh, don't play no music. Like it did. No music. I hate the music at all. Like when I watch like older films that was made like in the 80s and like some of the material, some of the videos I like The Coach and all that. I like some of the videos like older, like when it made older. But I don't like the music, so I mute it. They burn emotional. Oh, no, like an STI, not burn emotional like an STI. It was like STI. And so it was like I was like 21, 22 years old. It was like I remember it was in my early 20s. And so I was like so fearful of it, you know, of going through that. No, I'm with you, Wiley. Sometimes you be ready to watch a flick and the story's but so good, you're just sitting through no clothes or really into the film. Yes. So that's how I am. So that's how I am into it. So absolutely. And yeah, absolutely. But what I've learned that because I was so I watched it a lot. When I dealt with a partner with another human being, I really didn't bust, if that makes sense. So I had to stop because I wanted the experience to be what was on camera. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I wanted the experience to be what I in camera. Like it's a fantasy and everything. And then when I'm screwing the person, I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about my favorite actor in a movie or like Brandon Carson. I'm saying names. Ooh, child, they're gonna Google these people. I'm like Brandon Carson, like Fame, the baby. That's why I have to have like the baby music. Even though I'm screwing you as a man, I'm really thinking about the baby. You know, I'm thinking about, you know, the rapper, the baby. You know, I just, you know, so that's why I had to like kind of stop because, you know, and so I had to take long breaks. It's not that it's like long breaks. So I had to take long breaks. So when I'm here, my mom's house, I know I can't do it. So it's like a long break. I take long hiatus. But as you notice, when I get back to Texas, I really want to go live. I really want to hit the live because I'm making up for all the days I didn't get it in. I'm making up for all the days. So now when I go back in July, baby, you may not see me. Wiley is always at the point just giving it a few months and nobody has to interact with anybody. Okay? So you may not say that. Because it's so, and I already got like the schedule of the people that I want to get it in with. So I'm gonna make up because I'm full of, you know, whatever energy. And so I'm gonna be getting it in. So I may not, you getting a lot of live now because I have a lot of energy. But you know, if I was in Texas, I have a lot of distractions in Texas. A lot of it. I mean, I have distractions at my door. You go ahead. Mm-hmm. I have distractions at my door. So waiting for me to come. And it's like, you know, because I don't want you to like call me. It's like a fantasy. You just show up. I have them trained, my fantasies. So you just show up and everything. They say, hey, so yeah. So that's what I'm trying to get as much content in there. So when I go there, and then I come back to Chicago and come back right back and do my content. Okay. Is that yeah. And it's a good thing. But I stop and it's wonderful. It's like literally wonderful. Like stopping and then doing it. It's amazing. It is amazing. Okay. Hey Terry. Hi Terry. I see Dream. I see Mason Marvel Show. I see you. Hey. I see your next exit. Who else in the member? Denise, I see here. Hey, members. Y'all missed the members only live that we had. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Denise. We had an amazing members. Oh, yeah. Wiley would be drained and take, yes, I'm going to be drained. So that's how that goes and stuff like that. I remember those days having starting lineup Monday. Yes. I have a lot of distractions. And I have a lot of movie tickets stacked up. So how my role is, let's go to the movies, let's go out for drinks. I know people that got relationship problems. I know people that is homeless. I know people need a meal. I have all that, and I use that to my advantage. I do. I got about 13 or 14 movie tickets saved, like that free movie tickets. I have that. So I'm just gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Okay. No, I don't drink. You said, do I have a white? I don't know what that means. I don't drink. Bubble water, baby. Mm-hmm. But I will have alcohol at my house. Absolutely. That's part of the vibe. Because there was one guy, he may come on camera, but he said, but these are the type of drinks I like. I'm like, oh, okay. Just a regular conversation. It's not like an interview. So what type of drink? Oh, man, what is like your favorite drink? You know, because I'm like a Hennessy person. Like, what's yours? And he told me that the drinks. He said he likes Ciroc, Hennessy, and all that. And he said Stella Rosa, you mix it with Hennessy. So the next day, and somebody brought me Stella Rosa. He drank that about. So the next day, I got the biggest. It's at the store. They got a large. That thing is like this tall. Stella Rosa Black. Had that and 3 bottles of Hennessy in the refrigerator. Had it all out. And it was a vibe. The music, I knew what type of music he liked. The vibe was key. And I knew all of my talking points. And he was an amazing challenge. But there was a little crack at the door. And we got it in. It was amazing. Okay. They say it's a vibe all the time. They say people were like, oh, well, I don't think it's an addiction, because if I had an addiction, I wouldn't be able to operate here in Chicago. So it's not an addiction. I just think I can, get in there and take my breaks. Yeah, it's not an addiction. I don't think so. What do y'all think? I'll talk to a therapist. All right, we gonna go to the topic. Yes, thank you. Tasha said join. Thank you. Y'all missed the members only. I'm telling y'all, it's a vibe all the time. Yeah, I don't like Babyface. Babyface is making that. I posted on my TikTok. We gonna play it on station after this, Terry, because he said it's a vibe all the time. I'm actually liking this song because Babyface. I ain't studying that song, but when Babyface co-signed and started singing with his chocolate self, I started liking the song. When he picked up that guitar, I started singing. I was like, yes. And I said, yes. Hey, All Eyes on Me. You better come a member. All Eyes on Me. I love you, brother. Yes. Next time, put me in the freezer. It won't freeze, but it will get extremely. Oh, okay. All right. So I just had to share my business, and y'all don't like it. I couldn't believe the Babyface saying that song. Yes, he did, and that's what made me fall in love with him. That's what made me fall in love with him. So, that's a good segue into this. Wait a minute. Where's my Jason? Jason, where are you? That was a good old segue for Jason Lee. Okay. Wow. Give me one particular second. Now we got to talk about Jason Lee. First and foremost, Jason Lee did something that was so amazing. Jason Lee had his 3rd annual Impact Awards. And also, we're going to pay people to tweet about the Wiley Show. Y'all going to be added to the payroll only if you active on Twitter that know how to tweet. So hit me up in the email if you want to get hired to do. Just tweet about the Wiley Show. Let me put that in there. You will be hired. We're going to start doing that in July, hiring people to tweet about the Wiley Show. So if you must have active Twitter, I need to see your social media presence, mainly on Twitter, wileyshow@gmail.com. Make sure you email me. But the reason why we got Jason Lee on the docket here, because Jason Lee had the Impact Award, the 3rd annual Impact Awards. The 3rd annual Impact Awards. And he was trending on Twitter. And because I am an obsessed fan of Jason Lee, he's one of my favorite entrepreneur, my favorite celebrity. I keep it tabs on Jason. Follow his career all the way from California. I follow his close friends all around. I study Jason. I took his course, everything. So Jason Lee Impact Awards, this was the title that fell in my spirit because I was encouraged by Twitter. Jason Lee Impact Awards had more A-list stars in attendance than the BET Awards. Jason Lee have been trending on Twitter after putting together his 3rd annual Impact Awards. Let me post this article on Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm going to post it in the chat so you all can definitely see this and read it for yourself. I do want to thank my team for doing this. I just came up with the title, and I'm going to pin that. So make sure y'all go and do that. Okay? Let me make sure I finish reading that. Okay? 3rd Impact Award. The award show was a star stud featuring A-list celebrities such as Tiffany Haddish, Babyface, Chloe Bailey, and Fat Joe. This has sparked debate among fans about who should be in charge of the BET Awards. Jason Lee seemed to have a niche for drawing out A-list stars. Okay, this sentiment has been further echoed after the 2023 BET Awards, which lacked a notable presence of celebrity guests in attendance. Tonight on The Wiley Show, I'll be discussing this topic and explaining why Jason Lee should be put in charge of the BET Awards moving forward. Tune in to hear my thoughts. It is clear that something needs to change when it comes to BET Awards, and Jason Lee Impact Awards have shown us that he's more than capable of drawing A-list stars. It is for this reason I will be discussing why he should take the reins of the show during tonight's episode of The Wiley Show. Don't miss out. So I want to personally say this because he attracted all these stars. And I'm listening to haters. Cardi B didn't show up. No, she didn't. But let me tell you who was in attendance. Tiffany Haddish, Babyface, all these A-list stars. Chloe Bailey gave a speech, and they posted this actually on, they posted this on Hollywood, on Vibe Magazine. Is this on Vibe? On Vibe Magazine. On Vibe Magazine. And because in this article, they said Hollywood Unlocked to honor Whoopi Goldberg and Babyface. Whoopi Goldberg is an A-list actress. She videotaped her acceptance of the award. I was like, wow. Vice President Kamala Harris got honored or addressed. She actually recorded a video and thanked Jason Lee for all of his works. The BET Awards didn't even have nothing mentioned about Vice President Harris. Nothing mentioned about Whoopi Goldberg. Tiffany Haddish, all of these stars. Fat Joe, Babyface, Chloe Bailey, her sister. They weren't even at the BET Awards. They was at the Impact Awards, and it was in the same region, Los Angeles, California. They had theirs at the Beverly Hotel. So when I was hearing people criticize Jason Lee, I literally had to say, we have to stop. Now, is Jason Lee perfect? No. As content-wise, some stuff, he do some stuff, we could roast a guy. But some stuff we need to sit down and we need to learn from Jason Lee. So what I did, I said, we need to learn from Jason Lee. So I opened up. I said, I'm still learning. And I said, this is the reason why the Spirit telling me to keep learning and study Jason. This is why I've read his book. This is why I'm rereading his book. God Has Must Forgotten About It. Make sure you go get it at Barnes & Noble. Because I need to study this man business sense. Because I want to say this. I ain't going to say no name because y'all ain't strong enough. We criticize Jason Lee, but one thing that you cannot say that his resume and his business sense is incredible. When you look at the deal, this man negotiated a radio show deal with iHeartRadio. Echo Debt negotiated a deal with Fox Soul. Negotiated a deal with Revolt. He's not just a YouTuber. There's nothing wrong with being just a YouTuber. Because many other people that we love them and they started from YouTube. The lady that did a show, I forgot her name. Okay, she started from YouTube. She had a show and it was on HBO. Women, y'all probably know. Men, y'all probably know the name. Type her name in the chat. She literally started from YouTube. So it's nothing wrong with being a YouTuber. You can use that and strategically move around to go to bigger and broader things. Just like I'm not going to be a YouTube forever. Many people come to me and they say, Wiley, you are a failed YouTuber. No, I'm not. I'm not a failed YouTuber. Issa Rae started from YouTube. And she echoed that and she started all the movies. It was all low budget. And she started in developing on HBO. Issa Rae is one of the leading top directors and producers out, period. I'm not a failed YouTuber. What is your definition of a failed YouTuber? I have an audience. That's not a fail. Your definition is different. Maybe your definition is you only a successful YouTuber if you have hundreds of thousands of people watch you daily. Well, it's a lot of us in a failed YouTuber because none of us in this particular sector got 60 million people watching us live. None of us is even close to one of the leading white YouTubers that are out there. Name them. None of us that we watch today are on the level of a Jake Paul. So we want to use the word as being a failed YouTuber. None of us in this particular sector, and I can name them all, don't even come close to those white YouTubers. Are we a failure? When the list came out as the top leading, most paid, most richest YouTubers, none of these people that is on my algorithm was on that list. Are you a failure? No. You are successful. And Jason Lee is showing us how to get it done. He drops little nuggets. Some people regret dragging Jason. They regret it. A lot of people would have done business with certain individuals, but because they dragged Jason Lee, they're not paying no business with them. That no business with this particular person, because all you have is YouTube. Jason don't just got YouTube. He got a website that is grossing millions. He got an Instagram page that is grossing millions. He got a deal with Revolt. That's a 6-figure deal. He got almost a six-figure deal with App Radio. It's a deal with the Amazon. He have multiple deals. He's not showing up on the red carpet interviewing people. He's throwing the event. And I want to say this. Jason also tests people. He tested someone that he wanted to mentor. He tested him. Tested this brother because he saw how talented this brother was. And we're talking about Armon Wiggins. He was very talented. Brother Jason Lee went on the show, donated hundreds and hundreds of dollars. He wanted to put Armon under his wing. Brought Armon to the show with Kanye West. Brought Armon actually to the Impact Awards. Yeah, we're going to say the name dirty. I don't give a damn if you don't like it. I don't care if you say I'm obsessed. We'll keep on just saying it then, baby, because this is my show. Because I'm going to say names over here. I don't give a damn if you don't like it. And he brought him with Kanye West, took a picture with Kanye West, ate fruit with Kanye West, ate bananas with his children. Jason Lee allowed him to host his show on Hollywood Unlocked YouTube page. But Armon Wiggins, I don't give a damn if you don't like it. He wanted it to go quick and fast. He took what Armon Wiggins, it got all on the Daily Mail. He was so happy. Oh, with Kanye, I'm with Kanye. He was happy. Jason posted something on Twitter, and I talked to this person in Hollywood Unlocked, and I want to make this clear. And I told them on the phone, I'm not going to say the name. Jason never said Armon Wiggins' name. To make that clear. Even though I tried to tell this person on the phone, she said, I don't care what you think you know. He did not say his name. I said, so you're just making an assumption. He didn't say his name. You're just assuming. He didn't type his name and dragged him directly. But what he did do, Armon directly talked about Jason Lee. What he did do, directly post Jason Lee personal business with his producers and private correspondence and brought it to the internet. This particular person I'm on the phone with said, Wiley, you're different because you did not have a personal relationship with Jason Lee. Only thing that you were saying is talking about him being fat. That's it. You didn't burn his book. You couldn't hardly read his book. That's it. And Jason, it was all fun. You never had a personal business relationship with Jason. So you can't compare what Armon Wiggins did to Jason. He leaked private DMs. This person on the phone that worked with Hollywood a lot. In this business, we thrive on secrecy, privacy. We thrive on that. We thrive on privacy. When people send us DMs and send Jay, we thrive on. Now, sometimes JC has said, but you can't be just leaking stuff. You got to be very strategic when you do it. You know what I'm saying? And this person's giving me an answer. I said, I understand. I said, okay, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that part. Because some stuff you just cannot leak out. It's a lot of things they say Jason is this person pretty much they did this. It's a lot of things he can really put out there about a whole lot of people that can take him further. But the reason why he don't do that, look at much damage that he can destroy that took him decades to build. Even though it will be a quick, yeah, baby, it will internet. But then once the dust settles, you done destroy all of these relationships just for this quick viral moment. In this article, a journalist said Jason Lee went from reporting on viral moments to actually creating viral moments. And so when I had this conversation with this person with Hollywood Unlocked, first and foremost, I want to learn about the system of Hollywood. And I'm learning just by listening, watching, and everything like that. When it came to Jason Lee, in the tweet, he never named Armon Wiggins' name. He was testing Armon. I'm going to say this. He was testing Armon to see, is he going to drag me? How can he take me throwing out this little thing? Let me see how he going to move. And what Armon Wiggins did, he allowed the public to get into him so bad that he sold it to the crowd. Because he had to show, oh, this is a crowd. And wasn't thinking that the crowd is very subtle. They'll be with you for a moment and then turning it. He went with the crowd because it was popular to do. Now the dust have settled. Poof is gone. The book is burned. The ashes is in the trash. Now Jason Lee got his 3rd annual Impact Awards. And YouTubers like the House of Aaron and Brother King, they did not destroy what Armon Wiggins did. They did these relationships. They didn't even echo to talk about Jason Lee. Had a beautiful conversation with somebody that know the House of Aaron. Didn't talk to the House of Aaron, but I talked to somebody that's close to him. He said he looked at it all. He said he wasn't going to try to destroy that relationship. He looked at it all. He said, I'm going to eat that up. I'm going to play nice. The word on the curve is you got to play nice. And he played nice. The reason why I apologize to Jason Lee is because, number one, I was wrong. Yes, I was. I was impatient, and I was not thinking long term. I was thinking in the moment. I didn't sit down and say, he was busy. Wait till he gets some free time to give me 6 minutes. But no, I want it right now. But things ain't right now. You got to be patient. So I was very impatient. Roasting Gad, he talked about me. Boom, boom, boom. Now, he ain't on my show. But if I were patient, it could have happened. Just like this person said on the phone. Beautiful person. So if you were patient, you could have had everything that you wanted from Jason. But you were impatient. You rush for Tasha. And look where Tasha K is at today. Was it worth it? And he gonna be, what you mean, was it worth it? No, I'm asking you, was it worth it to pick up Tasha K, what she was going through, try to defend her? Was it worth it now? I said, no, it was not worth it. I said, you have to understand, you got to know when to attack and when not to attack. You got to know when to talk and when to shut up. Armon, unfortunately, this is a case study of what not to do in business. He destroyed a relationship. Now, we was in a Zoom meeting, and I'm going to say this because I know it's going to leak out. I can repeat everything. Person on the Zoom meeting said, all you talk about is Armon Wiggins. You obsessed. And we had a viewer in here. No, he not. No, let you talk about it. And I told this viewer in here, oh, you don't pay him because you obsessed. He don't talk about you. And a lot of stuff they were saying, they weren't all the way educated. Because they didn't see when he watched the Wiley Show, posted it on there. They didn't see he was throwing out shots at Wiley subliminally. And then he said, I don't watch when he opened the phone lines when shots have been there, or he never said, I don't listen to him on station head. Okay, you're not all the way qualified to speak because you don't see everything, because you don't know. You ain't fully aware of the beef. You don't know. You don't know what the stuff that's going on because you ain't over there listening. We hear everything, and it was one of you, and KLE contested this. Coffee City posted it all what he was saying on station head about me, and he threatened her to take her whole channel, to flag her channel, because she was posting, bringing what Armon Wiggins was saying about me and my family, everything, very nasty things, right? And she brought it to YouTube, and people was like, "What? He talking about him on you? What?" And people started saying, "But wait, you talk about him too." And he threatened her to take her channel down. KOE contested that because he was a huge supporter, and he still is a huge supporter of Coffee City. I can tell you who supported he is of Coffee City, because when I said I wanted to go back to college, KOE said, well, maybe why he want to go back to college because he's not really growing on social media like that. That's probably why he want to go back to college. And then I responded with the conversations that they had. Is I'm lying, KLE? I see everything that goes on this YouTube channel when I'm being discussed. I act like I don't see it, but I read it. Did I want to hear that truth? No. But I also heard what Coffee City said. If he take it serious, if he changes his quality, if he be consistent, he's very funny. I took her advice. I listened to what that black woman was saying. Oh, she right. She said, be consistent because you got the talent. So back to Jason Lee. He had the 3rd annual Impact Awards, all these A-list stars. Jason Lee got more publicity than the BET Awards, and they backed by a $1 billion company. $1 billion company. And so the beauty about Jason Lee is that he's built political relationship, donated back to his hometown, a nonprofit organization. But when you listen to Armon Wiggins, because he regret dragging Jason, he just got to drag him now. Because one thing that Armon Wiggins don't have, he cannot come out and want to apologize and be sincere because he think he didn't do nothing wrong. He ain't nobody come. Did Cardi B come to the Impact? You so small-minded. You keep on talking about Cardi B because you're small-minded. Now, I'm not saying Cardi B is small, but Jason's relationship ain't all with Cardi B. One thing that Jason Lee do have with Cardi is an interview, something you don't have. Impact. You keep on talking about, did she attend the award show? No. But she sat on his show, meaning that opened up more celebrity like Babyface and everybody else, Keke Palmer, to sit on down with Jason. Why? Because he had one of the top stars in the world, Cardi B, on this platform. But he's talking, and then because you people that think I'm just obsessed, you think he don't talk about Wiley, okay, sit on down. I'm going to educate you. Wiley only care about Jason Lee. Now, he didn't say my name, but we know who he's talking about. We ain't stupid. All of y'all went in no slow class. I know I was, but some of y'all was in some AP. Some of y'all was in advanced calculus. Y'all all want slow like me. Ink chop and glue. But he said, Wiley never liked Jason Lee. But when I fell out with Jason Lee, oh, he's the darling of YouTube. That's a lie. I've been talking about Jason Lee, been knowing of Jason Lee before you fell out with Jay, before you became Jason, the darling, and the super chat that he gave you. We didn't purchase his book. His book came out way before y'all came and started conversing. So that's a whole lot. And Jason Lee talked about me first on his show before he booked you. So you actually came after me, technically, Armon Wiggins. Because he posted a whole series. He dragged Tasha K and he dragged me. Did he, Paul? Can somebody pull that video so I can put that on TikTok? The man dragged me and Tasha. Baby, he dragged me so good. And then I was reading this book, and in a minute, and I would blow my nose. He said I had the C word, the COVID. Do y'all remember? KM, remember? Do you remember that, KM? Do you remember that, KM? I was blowing my nose. They put it all on camera. Me stumbling over the words. Because I remember the day. It was early. Whoever he had was professional. Baby, they got the worst part of that video. They talked about how I wanted to sleep with Jason. They put it all on that video. Can somebody send me that video? Send me that video. I mean, they cut it. I mean, they edited it so well. This before Armon Wiggins was on Jason Lee gagging. He was gagging at the Wiley Show. Did you see that? Did you see that? Do you remember that? Can somebody send it to me? I'm going to post that on my TikTok. I mean, I was blowing that nose. Because at that time, I had bad allergies. I didn't know nothing about no allergy, man. I'm just blowing the nose. You never seen it, KOE? Because somebody found that video. It was a whole video. Because what Jason used to do was so good. He talked about, he called Tasha K a gremlin. No, I think he talked about Tasha K before. This time, he really dragged me. Because he used to talk about YouTubers. In a video, it was produced very well. Oh, you never seen that video. Child, let me see if I can find that. Whoever can find that video. It was before, it was during the pandemic. That's how far it go back. Man, it was that video. But I know I seen it. Y'all didn't see that video. No, I didn't see it. Don't worry, I'm going to find it. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to hit the midnight order to find that video to replay it. I got to show that. So, back to Jason. And so, yes, during that time with Jason Lee, and you want to see it? Yes. I got to find it because it was back in what was the pandemic? 2019, 2020? Yeah. Oh, Armon was right to drag that because I'm thinking in the moment. I wasn't thinking long term. Yeah. I wasn't thinking long term. I was thinking in the moment. Now that the dust has settled, I was wrong. Armon should have just, it wasn't that bad to sit there and drag. It didn't call for that. And I knew Armon felt some type of way when he called me. The one that they claimed that I'm so obsessed. Yeah, I'm obsessed. But if that's the case, then why are you calling somebody that's obsessed about you from Paris? That's what Armon Wiggins. Hello. Wiley. I don't think you should talk about Jason Lee. This is when his show was about to start. Revolt. His show. Don't talk about it. He trying to infiltrate our space. Because Jason talked about us on Gagging with Jason Lee. Do y'all remember that video? And called my name. He never called Armon Wiggins' name to trash him. But he called my name. Do we have some witnesses? Oh, these people act like they don't see nothing. But I'm going to remind them, Lord. That's why preachers are important, because some people don't read their Bible. That's why some of y'all get screwed, because you don't read your Bible, so they could just make it up. Anyway. But on his last episode with Gagging with Jason Lee, on his last video, he said something about Wiley. This was you do about the Wiley Show. It took him 50 years to get on my level. Wiley, you know, we could have did a show. And I was telling my team to book it. We do a flyer and don't show up. He said my name directly. I know he's getting hard when he's talking about it. He said it directly. About a day or two later, the one that they claim I'm obsessed over called my phone. It's Armon Wiggins. Now, mind you, he got me blocked because word on the curve is I'm obsessed. But he don't want me to be obsessed with Jason. Oh yeah, we talking about it because we gonna talk about it. Hold on one second. Let me turn on this light. Yeah, I sure do, Miss Rose. I'm gonna keep talking about it. And I don't care how mad you get. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it. I don't care. So he called me from Paris, telling me not to talk about Jason Lee. And I had to think about it. I'm like, why this man calling me, telling me not to talk about Jason Lee? And he never sounded convincing. But in his mind, he thought he was so convincing. See, you don't let a stranger infiltrate our space. But he infiltrated your space first by coming on your show. And he booked you and paid you, got a picture and all that type of stuff he did. But you telling me not to do it. You're telling me not to cover him. And he said, well, you're going to do what you're going to do anyhow. You ain't gonna but let me tell you, I wouldn't have him on the show. I regret talking about him. So I never did it. And I ain't gonna talk about him no more. I knew that was a lie. Because you said that about me every other month. Still got my name. And them ping suckers. So, Jason Lee interviewing Cardi B. And I talk about it. That video got almost 20-some thousand, I think it had 20-some thousand views. We reviewed it. The same day, Armon Wiggins, thinking in the moment, not in the long term, he say on the video, yeah, no, it's boring. She ain't got no music out. Cardi B, you need a new interview. Disrespecting Cardi. Trying to get at Jason. Giving Jason every ammunition to destroy this whole sit-down interview that you want to have with her. But you said on the phone you ain't going to talk about Jason. But you saw me talking about it. And you talked about it and destroyed the relationship. You sat there and talked about it and destroyed it. Telling that woman she's stupid. Pretty much what you told Cardi, she was stupid for going over there talking to Jason Lee. Telling Cardi, you need another interview. And I said on the video, because I'm so obsessed, I said, Armon is mad and pressed because he ain't interviewing Cardi. All y'all, you jealous. No, he ain't. He ain't. That man went on so many rants. A good, strong woman hit me up, say, Wiley, you were right. He is upset that he didn't get that interview with Cardi B. I said, I know, because I know Armon Wiggins. I'm not taking no networking advice from Armon when he destroyed every relationship he had. Why would I take it from him? And then try to force Brother King to drag Jason. The reason why me and Brother King was at odds because he took on Armon Wiggins' beef. Took his beef. We never had issue. Brother King said out his mouth, I didn't even know Wiley. Didn't know nothing about him. I was just taking stuff that Armon was feeding me. I just was taking stuff on my head. I didn't even know him. You picked up a beef for your friend. But one thing about Brother King that I can say he's smart. The one thing I can say he's smart. That man wasn't stupid to drag Jason. See, Brother King woke up. Brother King said, wait a minute. I'm tired of it. I ain't about to pick up all your beefs. I'm not about to drag Jaguar, right? We're going to be friends and do interviews. That helped his career. I ain't about to drag Nicki at night. She helped me with my quality. You ain't helped me. He was smart. He ain't dragging all on people. Because in Armon's sick, twisted, drug-infested mind, if I fall out with these people, you got to fall out. And that's a stupid person. I ain't falling no person like that. That's dangerous and stupid. I'm not following you. Follow with everybody. I gotta follow with everybody. That's stupid. I'm not gonna follow no friend like that. That's dumb. And in his mind, my friends don't hang around people I don't like. Well, you don't like a lot of people. Well, they're like, we ain't gonna have no friends. And then Brother King had to get the scraps off the table. And then he dragged Brother King. Dragged him. Because he been caught with drugs in his nose. And he tried to beat up on Brother King, knowing that man ain't got the mitigative gall to stand up to you. But one thing Brother King did not do was drag Jason Lee. He's at the award show at the BET Awards. Smiling, chocolate, with them dreads. He at the Impact Award. He everywhere. And then Armon saying on his radio show with 2 people listening, people think everything great. They getting my seconds. I did it first. Only different thing about Brother King, he don't know how to do it. I did it first. He said, and it was AI. There was no AI. That was you snorting up that drugs. AI mess. Sit down, fool. That's one thing that he did not do. Official Kingpin meet A-list stars. You know what Armon Wiggins doing? Moving to another apartment. Put his picture up here. He moving to another apartment. Hiding for the detectives. Get his picture up here very quickly. Can you find this picture? I'm going to wait till you find it. Take your time, son. Take your time, Paul. Take your time. If I still got his picture up here. Let's put me and him up here. He moved to a different apartment. His next door neighbor is dead. Died from drugs. Next door neighbor. Under investigation. He trying to move out Armon trying to move out the building. He got to move out by Saturday. He don't even want to move upstairs. The man died from an OD. His neighbor. Croaked up out of there. And Armon Wiggins said this, and I told the LAPD detectives, he said, I didn't like the neighbor. Couldn't stand him. I showed him the timestamp, sent it to the detectives. I didn't like that neighbor. Didn't like the neighbor at all. Didn't like them neighbor with them cats. Because my dog rule. Didn't like the neighbor because they play that EDM music. That music got on my nerves. I said, I ain't trying to be no snitch. But that sounded like motive to me. So I sent them the recording. It sounded like a little motive. I said, he said on a radio show, this the time step right here. I think you need to investigate him and that boyfriend. Investigate him. And he do drugs, because this is a picture right there, and he got some products to detect fentanyl. So if he got products to detect it, what's going to stop him from having some stash in that apartment that he trying to rush out of? He need to be investigated. See, a lot of y'all didn't know his neighbor died. That's what he shared on Station Head. Because y'all ain't on Station Head. Y'all somewhere asleep. You're sleeping. Don't worry, Mr. Christina Moore. You catch the Wiley Show review. Because you didn't watch that Station Head. No, you didn't. You ain't see that Station Head. No. Because you know why you didn't watch it? Because he played about 55,000 songs on that Station Head. You ain't by the fourth song, by the fourth deposit check, you sleep. I'm up. Because after he get through going live, I fast forward through all that music and get to the T. I think he got a hold to some of that bad drugs that I brought because he got a hold to the bad drug. I really believe so. Allegedly, I really believe so. All I just said, I can't really say he did it. I can't really say, but word on the curve, a DM I got, they said Armon was at the party. So again, I'm just gonna tell y'all, I have to cooperate with the authorities. I just have to send them something. He said neighbor died. He said it. His next door neighbor, the tape was still on the door from the medical examiner. Yeah, that was the video. Somebody sent me the video of myself. That's me responding. That's me responding. So that you ain't found it, Jason. Don't worry, I'm gonna find it. Yes, I know you watching me. It's weird. He's moving quickly, packing. Can't even go live because he's moving. That man moves so quickly. It's some criminal stuff going. Ain't nobody keep on moving. The man want to move upstairs. Then he said, I don't want to move upstairs. Then I want to move to West Hollywood. The man said he spent $2,000 in application fees. Who's moving that quick? A crime have happened. That is strange. How you moving quick? You don't got no new place to go to. He's trying to hurry up out of that apartment. He moving strange. Said, I could stay, but they didn't rent it out the apartment. I got to leave out by Saturday. This man spent all that money to remodel his room, that little crumped up studio room that he was going to invite some guests because he tried to compete with Jason. Not one guest showed up in that room. It wasn't even enough space for Milagro Graham to spread her legs open to smoke a blunt, so she had to smoke it in the living room. Denise said, how do you know that man had a fentanyl detector? Because he posted in the video that got 100,000 views. And then Miss Terry was there listening. And then he said, someone called the cops. Mm-hmm. So y'all don't watch these people. We do. We sit and I watch whoever is my favorite, I watch a full video. If I don't like you, I watch 5 minutes of it. If that. No. And if I really don't like it, I look at the title and keep scrolling and take you out of my timeline. Say, don't recommend this channel. But people like Armon Wiggins, if it's interesting, I watch the full video from beginning, middle, and end, especially in them station head, because that's when he get the real tea. I fast forward through the music and I get to the information. The beginning, middle, and end. And if you call it obsessed, you can call it whatever. Armon posted the fentanyl strips on his last live. Diddy, Krista. Neighborhood obsessed. Well, what do you call Tasha K and Cardi B? Is she getting the same thing obsessed? Is y'all saying that she's obsessed with Cardi B? Or she get a pass? Give me a second. I want to see what Neighborhood Ninja got to say. Let's see. Let's wait till Neighborhood, because this is Armon Wiggins' boyfriend. I told y'all. Every time we talk about Armon Wiggins, that Neighborhood Ninja is in the chat. That's his boyfriend. Armon falling out of that's his boyfriend. Yeah. And that's his boyfriend, Willow Jan, on a troll account. Okay. I watch all of y'all at Station Hood too. Well, let me see the definition of obsessed. Because maybe you're right. I just don't know the definition. You know I'm slow. Let me see. Obsessed. Preoccupied. Or fill the mind of someone continuously. To a troubling extent. I don't think I'm obsessed. Because we don't talk about him every day. We talk about when he's relevant. If I was obsessed when he ain't relevant, I'd talk about him. When he ain't on, I'll be talking about it. We talk about when he's relevant. Okay? He's in the news. So I just want to say to his neighbor, rest in peace. And I'm going to find out who did that to you. I'm going to find out who did it to you. We're going to dig deeper in this case. We're going to dig deeper. Got some more information. We're going to hold it right now. We ain't going to say it all in this one. We're going to put it, we're going to dig deeper about that neighbor. Justice for Armon Wiggins' neighbor. Justice. Drugs. Drugs. He just got drugs leaking out his nose. Now his neighbor died from a drug overdose. Man, if this ain't something to make you go, wait a minute. So we're going to investigate. We're going to do a deep investigation. We're going to do a deep investigation. All right. We got to do a deep investigation. We got to. We got to. It's something there. It's in my gut. It's in my gut. We got to do it. Yes. So give me a quick second here. I want to make sure we talked about everything. Okay. Okay, let's talk about Jaguar Wright. Give me one particular second here. Okay. All right. Do we got Jaguar Wright picture there? I thought I had a picture. Give me a second for Jaguar Wright. Okay. So everybody, Jaguar Wright came on our show last night. Everybody named Mama saying it was mixed reaction, I would say. First and foremost, we did not contact Jaguar Wright to come on the show. We did not drag Jaguar Wright to come on the show. We did not tell her to come on the show, text her, email. Number one, we are blocked from all of her social media. Been blocked before Storm interviewed her. That's how long we've been blocked from Jaguar Wright. So we were talking and she called in. And because she called in, I'm not going to allow her to take over my show. I'm not going to allow her to do all the talking because this is the Wiley Show, not the Jaguar Wright Eat Some Ashes show. This is my show. I'm going to ask you the questions. You're not going to come on here and just take over. It's going to be questions, and you ain't going to be on here all day because I don't need you there. I'm not that desperate for views like that. You're going to answer these questions. Oh, I got a woman and I'm with. I'm bisexual. Okay, get on the phone. Do you use a strap or does she use the strap? Get right to it. Going to ask you the tough questions. She said some things about comment. We asked her some questions. And everybody, majority of y'all said it was a good interview. And if you didn't, it still was good. Because I interviewed her. And she said, I want to do a sit-down interview with you. Many other people said she only on the show because ain't nobody talking about it. Because we don't talk about Jaguar Wright like other people that is obsessed about her. Why? Because she lost the juice. She ain't crazy. She ain't having no breakdown. She ain't eating nobody ashes. Once she get as crazy, then you get thousands of views. Y'all don't want to see no calm Jaguar. Not on YouTube. I was interested to do it, but only the crazy part. They say I can't manage you being sober, insane. You got to be insane. That's how we get bookings. That's how we gonna get that reality show. And the audience that who I'm trying to shop this show to, you got to be eating your ashes and urine. Okay? That's the only time you get thousands. You ain't crazy, ain't gonna get no views. Get up out. We don't want no same Jaguar. Come back when you manic. Then we can talk. Then she said a lie. The judge said I don't have to take my medicine. This lady literally said, we're going to open up the phone lines. The judge said, I don't have to take my medicine. Ain't no judge in this world gonna tell you with some sense, don't take your meds. A woman that's been ordered to speak to a psychiatrist. Ain't no judge in this world gonna tell you not to take your meds. What judge is that? Now, do you have to take your meds? No, that is your choice. We have free will here. We have patient rights in this country. You cannot force me to take something if I'm living on my own. You can't do that. If I decide not to take my meds, that's my decision. But no doctor is telling me not to take it. Okay? It was short, sweet, and entertaining. This show, we don't depend on Jaguar Wright. Now, I could have prolonged it to get more views, but I didn't want to do that. These people be watching the show. We didn't bring up other YouTubers but Armon Wiggins because it made sense, because she called him the F word. And we said, well, if he is that, I mean, do you apologize for calling him the F word? And like most women, that is bi. Most women, they always say, well, I like women. Okay. So I can't be that way you want me to be. And she refused. It is what it is. Short, sweet, to the point. And for the people that don't want to sit through a 3-hour video, we literally streamed just her segment. For anybody that did not want to sit through a 3-hour video. We sit through, literally. I'm not going to kiss her butt. Ain't nothing to kiss. She broke, mental illness. Her son was it. She's first husband was a flop. Mama broke and poor, got evicted. That ain't nothing to kiss. It needs to be kicked, not kiss. She's broke. She don't have a musical career. She ain't on tour. What, eating ass? You think I'm going to kiss that? No. Come with these hard questions. Hey, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, how are you?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
Fine. I just want to say, about that Tasha K and Cardi B.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's going to end well for Tasha K. I think she needs to stop while she's ahead.
Yeah.
I think she should really stop while she's ahead. She's in the court with the bankruptcy, and now Cardi B's lawyer has dragged her back in court. And now they're going to go through her information with a fine teeth comb, you know. And she's playing like a white man's game. Like white men get away with, you know, allegedly moving money around and stuff like that. They're not going to allow her to get away with that. They're going to end up throwing the book at her. And I think she should stop while she's ahead.
Do you think Tasha K is obsessed with Cardi B?
I don't know if she's obsessed. I wouldn't say obsessed. I think she has a grudge. And I think she's just, I think her personality won't let it go.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for
also, I wanted to bring up, because I'm the person that called the last time to speak to dead people, and my premonition came true. I sent you the information earlier.
We talked earlier, yes.
The remains, everything I said was true. So whoever said I was a false prophet,
that was a lie. Because people were tagging me saying you were right. So you were right. But I want to ask you, do you think, because they using the word obsessed, I'm a little slow here, because when I say slow, I was in special ed. I'm a little special. Can't use the word slow because it ain't politically right. So I'm special. Okay. So do you think I'm obsessed with Armon Wiggins? Because that's the word of the curve. You there, ma'am? Hello? I don't know if she can hear me. Can she hear me? Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry, hello?
Hello? Let's answer the question. I'm going to reword.
Oh, I don't think that you're obsessed with Armon. I think that he's content. I think you bring him up when he's content, but I think you just mess with him a little bit because you can. I don't think you're obsessed with him. No.
Because the word obsessed is if I'm wearing his clothes, the same clothes, talk about him when it's like every day, all day, every day, 24. Like that could be obsessed. This is when he's in the news.
Yeah, I wouldn't say obsessed with him. I think
because I don't think that's the right word. Maybe talk about it a lot, but obsessed, that's a strong. I don't think people ever met somebody that's obsessed. Now, if I was showing up at the apartment, showing at the party, showing up at the grocery store, then you could say, but man, I'm saying I never hopped on a plane to go see him.
I wish y'all two together. I think it would be amazing.
Would be amazing. They always talking about upset. They got a limit. They must be special too, because their vocabulary is limited. They got to come with a different word. I don't think that word describes what I'm doing to Armon. They got to come with a different word. Because obsessed ain't the word.
Obsessed means that you're eating, living, breathing. Like you eat with a picture of him in front of you. Oh, you can't do anything without thinking about him. That's
ain't no way. I don't have a picture of that man. I don't be upset. When I'm done with talking about this, I literally am done talking about Armon. This is entertainment. It's only when he is relevant. Remember, Jaguar Wright was the hottest thing around. Tasha K was the hottest thing. Remember, she kind of like people stopped talking about her. Why? Because she was no longer relevant. Now she's getting back in the news and people talking about her more. Remember that. That's why Jaguar Wright, and I know she don't want to hear this, but Jaguar Wright is addicted to attention. It's not the money, because she didn't get it. She just loved the attention. So she would go anywhere, just talk about me, put my name in the title, talk about me, talking about me, talking about me. And that's what content creators do. They talk about it. She don't want to get paid because she just want to be talked about. Because she don't have no life. Her personal life, she don't have it. She only have her online. She can't call her family. They cut her off. She don't have no husband. Her son moved on. Her other son is dead. Her first husband is moved on with his life. Second husband left her for a stripper. And now only thing you have is the internet. That's sad. You there, man? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, Jaguar, doesn't she have a new girlfriend?
She have a new girlfriend. Yeah, she have a new girlfriend. And
that left her wife.
Yeah,
for her.
That's what she said. She's such a liar. That's what she said.
Because I was like, that's crazy. And I think that she needs to be taking her medication, and I don't think that the judge would advise her or tell her that she doesn't have to take her medication.
Tell her not to take her meds. Ain't no judge telling you that. And people say, but Wiley, you say you had a picture of her. Yeah, it's a joke, honey. I don't have a picture. If you go to my room, if you've been in, some of y'all, none of y'all been in my room because I don't record in my room. But I used to record in my room back in my old apartment. It's a picture of Brother Malcolm X. That's it. Brother Malcolm X and a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King and Reverend Abbott. The Reverend, one of his top advisor. Them the only two pictures. And my friend, shout out to him, he said my room looked like a prison cell because I got posters with thumbtacks. That's it. I don't have a picture with Armon Wiggins. Why do I have a picture of him?
I don't think you're obsessed.
I can see him in crystal HD on camera. He's obsessed with that man.
No, I don't think you're obsessed.
No, I just think they're not using the right word. Obsessed is the wrong word to describe the situation. And it's like it's content. Like we talked in the first segment, and nobody have talked about the affirmative action, and we did that the first topic, right?
Yeah.
So it dawns on me, where are these people at that say I don't watch you because you just talk about Armon? We talk about a whole plethora of stuff. We talk about Armon at the end, but these
and you haven't been talking about him. You only talk about him when he was content, like when he came up when Tasha K was talking about him. I think you spoke about him.
Yes,
I don't think you're obsessed.
Because when it was,
I think you just mess with him a little bit when you can't, because y'all little back and forth.
When it was relevant, because we took a break. You know why we took a break for those days? Because he wasn't doing nothing. When the coke started leaking out his nose,
oh my God!
Everybody was talking about it.
I don't think that was drugs.
I don't think that it was drugs. It probably was crust. I don't think it was drugs. But the court of public opinion, they all said it was drugs. So,
it was AI.
He said it was AI. I just think, honestly, it was some crust, and he forgot to blow his nose. I don't think it was drugs. And if it was, you bold. But this is the thing, man. He made the allegation stick when he's showing some fentanyl detector spray and packages on the live. Why would you post? And then a couple of days later, he said, my friend died. My neighbor died from a drug overdose. And the medical examiner put it. Now you just got over, and now you say your neighbor that you hate. Listen to me, man. He said on station here that he hate that neighbor, couldn't stand him. And he said, oh, you know what happened to him? He dead. He's dead. Drug overdose.
Wow.
He said that on station. See,
maybe that's where he got the fentanyl detectors from. Because sometimes when people pass away in your area, and especially if it's like a gritty area where drugs are frequent, they give you those packages. Because actually, I worked in for domestic violence and people that was on drugs and stuff like that in recovery, and they would pass out the Narcan. Like, just give them out to anybody and tell you, just keep these in your house because you never know. And I'm like, I don't use drugs. I don't. They was like, but you just never know. Maybe being that his neighbor passed away, they gave him that. It was like, look, sir. He probably told them, like, look, I'm not on drugs. And they was like, yeah, whatever, sir. Just take these and be safe. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that could be a maybe. Or maybe he deleted that neighbor. Because people that deleted the neighbor, got the detector spray of the fentanyl. As I say, he has a fentanyl stash there. And sprinkled that neighbor up with that. And detect, I don't know. It's so many assumptions I can make with this story. Only reason why we make it is because
we're gonna see him on the ID channel soon.
Yeah, because I would have not known any of this. He put all that out on the internet that he was doing this neighbor died. He said that. Yeah, he said his neighbor's dead.
Well, they do got that show on the ID channel. What's that? Fear Thy Neighbor. Maybe it's an upcoming episode. You never know.
So we shall see. Thank you, ma'am, for calling in.
Thank you. Enjoy your night.
Okay, bye-bye. Hold on, y'all. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Wiley. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Jaguar interview. One, It was very, very, very good. I think my favorite part was when she initially called in. She was like, hey, Wiley, it's Jag. And you're like, hey, Jaguar, like, get to it. I appreciate you calling in, but I'm not going to, roll the red carpet out. I know you be in the bushes, so let's go ahead and start this interview up, girl. And then also, I wouldn't say that you're obsessed with Armon. I would say you're more like a Armon historian, where you know, you and Armon have had a relationship for a long time. And I think just how he speaks about Tasha K, you speak about Armon. Armon is, like you said, your favorite celebrity. So when he's in the news, you're going to talk about it. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, love you, Wiley.
Love you too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I like that. In story, I get that's the case. And I talk about it. I'm a historian. Yes. 48 the annoying name. Wait a minute, that in my notes. The annoying. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. 48 hours, the annoying neighbor. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Hey, Leah TV. So I'm gonna tell y'all that, but we will continue to talk about people like that. Okay, long as these people are relevant, we're gonna talk about them. It's definitely bad timing to announce he didn't like today. Yes, that was bad timing. But you know, Terry, they say I'm upset because they don't listen to these people shows that's on Station Head. They don't listen to these people's shows. And Coffee City don't talk about YouTubers no more. I personally think like if Coffee City go back and talk about YouTubers, she'll be at 100,000. She was the best at talking about you because everybody see the thing. Because Coffee City gave me some advice, so I'm gonna give her some advice publicly. The reason why Coffee City don't have 100,000 subscribers because everybody is doing voiceovers with celebrities. I mean, everybody is talking about celebrities. Everybody named Mama is talking about a celebrity. But what made Coffee City different is when she was talking about the YouTubers. That was her niche. That was amazing. You know why? Because there's not too many people with Coffee City like had her skill set that was able to talk about the YouTubers like she was able to do. That was her niche. I don't really watch Coffee City talk about the celebrities anymore because it's so many other people that I already watch talk about the celebrity. And I don't watch people too much talk about celebrity. But I damn sure tuned in when she talked about the YouTubers. And she put me on to some of the newer YouTubers. I don't watch her with the celebrity gossip because I already talk about celebrities. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see nobody else content about celebrities. But I broke my ankle to get over there when she talked about a YouTuber. What do she have to say? That she put me on to some YouTube, and she was expanding, talking about other YouTubers as well. That is a niche. Okay? And the reason what made Coffee City successful is a niche. Just like when people talk about the Wiley Show, they get views because we're controversial. But you got to be consistent. You can't be talking about me and then 6 months you got to be consistent. And Coffee City was very consistent. So if you really want to grow and you just all you want to talk about is YouTube, stay consistent and you will be there. Because I'm always in the mess. And I can't tell YouTubers what to do. You got to call her. Hey, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wally, I agree with you with Coffee City. Like,
go ahead.
She had that point that I have to tune in because I don't watch everyone on YouTube, and she used to just break it down short and simple. So I kind of missed that with her. And I think, do you think that Armon scared her off?
Oh yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy because she had that skill set.
Yeah, go ahead. Icon, go ahead and talk. I'm about to order my rice. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, she needs to come back and talk about the YouTubers because we kind of missed that with her. I also want to say you put me on because I didn't care about his neighbor. His neighbor died. This is crazy to me. And it's a drug overdose. Wow, 2 and 2 is 4, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. And then Wiley said that he hates his neighbor. This is crazy. So we have to look into this because this is serious. So very serious. I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? Do Amal Wiggins have something to do with this? With his neighbor? It's a possibility, but we might never know unless people dig into it. Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I hope.
So
I was just saying that this is crazy that the neighbor died and he hates the neighbor.
he hate the neighbor.
He just had a drug allegation.
Can I say this part though before the neighbor part? But the Coffee City thing, that was the key. I'm telling you, it was just amazing. Like it was so to the point. And the editing
break it down smoothly.
Is because of the voiceover. See, when people, if they take because Coffee City gave the blueprint. If somebody do the voiceovers and you see how they do with the stuff, put it like when we talk, they're gonna thrive. They're gonna soar. Because she soared with that. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
She soared with that. And then other people, when they do it, they could do it too, but you got to put us in the thumbnail. You got to be consistent. You got to be thorough. You got to be on it. Just like it's some people that put my name, they get views, so they put my name in the title. Some of them don't do it right. But you got to be, they be all over. You got to know how to do it. I mean,
I think she needs to put that backbone, have a backbone and come back because I think Amal Wiggins scared her off.
She did. And not only Armon, Sean Davy Wade, like they were, and you know why they were pressuring her?
And Millie too.
Yeah, they was pressuring her, them two.
And she was going to quit or something like that.
Because
I remember.
She, when I was working at a facility, I was before I clocked in, I always come there and eat my chicken. So I'm about to eat my chicken. And she said, "Yeah, Armon, they said they're gonna do this to me because they said I've shown favoritism to you." And I said,
"But they were gonna snatch her channel, right?"
Yeah, they said they want to flag her channel. But we got another YouTuber that came that know how to challenge that. You can. A lot of people don't know this. With YouTube or copyright, you can challenge that to the point YouTube will get involved and be like, "Okay, you got to prove that this is copyright material. Go to court."
Mm-hmm.
So you can, a lot of YouTubers don't know that if somebody flag you, you can challenge anything that you get flagged, you can always challenge it, especially with the YouTube thing. And then YouTube will send you the thing and be like, okay, you got to go to court to prove this. Because remember when Kaya flagged Armon and he challenged it and they told Kaya, okay, you have to prove that this is copyright. And then she dropped it because you have about 14 days, business days to respond. And she didn't respond. So they dropped it and they allowed him to go live.
That's so true.
Go ahead. Now,
but I want to touch back on Armon.
Go ahead. With
so Armon had drug allegations a couple weeks ago, and then he sold the fentanyl strip, and then all of a sudden the neighbor that he hates, and he said hate, right? Because I didn't see that.
He did. He said he didn't. He hate the neighbor. He didn't like the. Yeah.
He hate the neighbor, and then what a coincidence! The neighbor had an overdose. I want to know if the people are going to call the police department, the detective that's on that case, to send him that clip. Because Amal Wiggins, he could be a suspect. We don't know. This is something serious. God forbid, did he sacrifice this neighbor for more fame? We don't know. And we wouldn't have known if he didn't open his mouth. So Wiley have the right to look into it. It's public now.
It's very public, and we're doing deep investigation. I'm gonna get the bottom of it. I need to see, because he kept saying he didn't like the neighbor. He hated. I'm like, wait. Then he said he died from a drug overdose. I wouldn't have said, because that's definitely motive.
Definitely. He hates the neighbor. Keyword hate. And then neighbor. And then the neighbor passed away from a drug
And then
overdose.
if you are a YouTuber trying to grow your channel, Armon Wiggins' neighbor deleted. Is he involved?
Exactly.
That's how you see, babe. Man, but see, if you want,
They ain't hungry, Wiley. They ain't hungry.
They ain't hungry. See, you be trying to be friends, babe. If you hungry, if I was the type of person, I'll be diving. And if I had Coffee City skill set, baby, I have the picture of the building of a building. I have mute the foot. Oh, babe. That I just don't have the skill set. So once I pay, and I'm gonna tell you, this is why we went back to work. Because that's who I'm going to pay. And I learned this from Tasha K. I said, you know what? I'm the talent. I need to pay a Shaq or what's her husband, Kibi. I have to pay them. And I just give my voice, blah, 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 and they do put all the bells and whistles and everything. Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's what I want to call in and touch on.
Yeah. Somebody said Coffee City is sitting on a gold mine and don't know. Yes, that's a gold mine. Because that's a market that is no competition in. Because we have the B sector, but that's with a whole nother sector with those YouTubers. There is no YouTuber that is consistent other than Coffee City that have covered the YouTubers in this sector. Now, mind you, in the B sector, those are limited because all of them got less than 10,000 subscribers. But this is different if Coffee City were to talk about Armon, Wiley, Lovely T, Tasha K, what happened to David Teacher, his husband cheating on her. That's different because they have a larger upon larger audience.
Yeah, and her channel could grow from this even more.
Yes, so that's how that goes with that piece of the puzzle because there's nobody in the market doing that.
You have a point.
When the last time you seen a channel that does the idea that we said? Nobody. They only do it one time. Oh, Armon drag Wiley, then they done. But nobody consistently. And Coffee City will watch the lives and she will pick stuff that I forgot. She was because you literally got to do your homework. You got to sit through them 3-hour lives and the juicy part may come at the last 30 minutes. But Coffee City sat through there and she edited that up, chopped it, and she got them views.
And I kind of like her voice too.
I love her voice. I know she thick.
You put me on.
I love her voice.
But yeah, she in the bushes take Wally advice.
I hope she do. Thank you so very much for calling in too, Icon of New York.
And keep digging.
You know I'm gonna keep digging, Icon. This will make this show different. And you've been following me from the beef sector. This is Mao. If this was in the beef sector, let me tell you what the beef sector would do. They will post a picture of his building. You know how the beef sector works. Okay.
Yeah.
And bingo is even worse than the beef sector.
They get there interviewing the people, the neighbors, everything.
Yes. But thank you, Icon.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show. Hello, can you mute me in the back? Can you mute me in the back? Hello. 2454, your last four. Mute me in the back.
Hello?
Yes, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hi. Wally, everybody have neighbors. Why would his neighbor dying be such a big deal? And guess what? Everybody don't like their neighbor. Why is it such a big deal that you would make an accusation like that?
He said it was his next door neighbor. He said he hated his next door neighbor. That's why I'm making that assumption.
What does that mean? Everybody don't like their neighbor. Why would you even bring something like that?
Have you ever
to television?
Right.
You don't like your neighbor. People don't like their neighbors. No big deal. But you would, if my neighbor died right now and we just said hi or bye, and I said, oh, I don't like her, and she died, that makes me a suspect?
that makes you a suspect. If you had drugs leaking out of your
It
nose,
makes no sense. It doesn't matter.
Can I respond to
It doesn't matter. You are evil and you're ugly inside and out, and you'll never have friends and you'll never grow, and you are obsessed with Armon, and it's getting to the point where it's crazy. What you just said about the neighbor, you're going to end up just like Tasha K. You're going to have your little black ass in court somewhere because you are crazy. It shouldn't be called trolling. It should be called the circus show.
Okay. Well, she didn't let me respond. Let me call her back. Because she didn't let me respond. That's our Bob Wiggins auntie. Like, she didn't let me respond. She said I was crazy, correct. She said I ain't got no friends. That's a lie. She said I don't have no friends.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what I want to say. If you just had a drug allegation about you leaking out of your nose, then you show a fentanyl detector spray, then days after that, you say, can't stand this neighbor. Can't stand it. You know what? The gaggy, he did. It's a sticker on the door. And we share the same balcony, and it's a little divider separating the balcony. I can see in the neighbor apartment. I can see in his apartment. That's what he said. I can see in his apartment. I'm scared to work out the door. And they said somebody called in the police. And I can see through his apartment. You know, when they're having parties stuff, I can see right through it. Yeah. So, did Armon Wiggins have something to do with his neighbor deletion? You let me know in the comments. We're gonna deeper in this case. I don't know if he scrabbled him up like Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know. But we are definitely going to keep you all updated. What we do know, he's rushing to leave the apartment. He have to leave by Saturday. He want to move upstairs, but he want to move to West Hollywood. So he's running. And it's coming right after the neighbor was deleted. So we're going to keep y'all updated on this case. We want to thank everybody that called in and showed love today. That called in. Did he say it's a homeless people around it? If the police are not suspect, there's no case. Well, we don't know. We don't know that. Okay, we don't know that. All eyes on me. Would you like to call in? All eyes on me. Would you like to call in? All eyes on me. Do you want to call in? Do you want to call in? I want to make sure that we get everybody that wanted to call in to get it off their chest. Okay. But Terry said Wiley done opened up his own case. LOL. They said he not calling it because he Armon Wiggins. Wait a minute. Somebody said he ain't calling in because he Armon Wiggins. Y'all is a hot mess. No, you didn't. Hello.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Hello.
3
Hello.
3.
Hello. Wait a minute. Somebody called me twice? Wait, let me do it again. Hello. You need to mute me in the back. 08. Mute me in the back. Okay. You gotta mute me in the back, y'all. Let me call you back. Make sure y'all sound is off on the back. This is a live show.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the Wiley Show. You had called in. Welcome.
Hi, Wally.
Yeah, can you mute me in the back? What you got all them speakers playing? Mute all that in the back.
Yes, I was giving you a call. I just wanted to say your show is hilarious. I just want to make a statement. You got me weak over here.
Yes. Do I got you weak? I get so weak in the knees, I can't hardly sleep. I lose all control. Yes, okay.
Why you like this? You got me so took. You have the funnest, entertaining show ever. Do not let anyone tell you anything else. Enjoy yourself, but be mindful though.
I love you. Thank you, because you always. How long you been listening? I feel in my spirit you've been listening for a little while.
I have. I really have almost 2 years, maybe.
Oh, I hope you come to Vegas, but if you can't make it to Vegas, you can always send me your love.
I sure will. And I'll send a cash out around the time for your trip, most definitely. So
yes! Love you. I love you because I'm just having fun. These people say he's upset. If I was upset, I'd go to that building and work with do a press conference in front of that building with all them homeless people and give them sandwiches. If I was upset, I'm not obsessed, honey. How can you be obsessed with a person you never met? We never met. Y'all acting like I'm that person that stalked Whitney Houston, had her pictures and ejaculated on her poster and mailed it to her. No. No, y'all gotta use some different words. Y'all love one word on word of the day or heard something from your homegirl. He upset. You don't know the definition. You even graduated from high school. Get up out of here.
You know, everybody don't have a sense of humor. They have their partial sense of humor.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get offended when it's convenient. That's just how it goes.
He said, these people said, this man is obsessed.
You have me weak. I looked at your side. I was like, I know he did. And I don't listen to the show. And I'm over here on the floor listening.
Like, I just don't understand these people. Why they keep covering? Like, Tasha K can drag Cardi B. She will sue for me. She get all this best support. What? And they keep saying, you're going to end up in court like Tasha K. Okay. Armon Wiggins sue me. He put in the paper. He said I'm on drugs. Well, your honest, he had a white crowd of pus, and he said he was on drugs, and he said he got a fentanyl detector spray.
Not you doing Matlock. Oh my God, not you investigate solving mysteries.
We gotta investigate this. I'm telling you, we already got a woman that speaks to the dead, so I'm gonna get on the phone with her and I'm gonna have her conjure up the spirit to see what is he saying in the dead. Is he saying Armon Wiggins? Is he saying deposit your check? If he's saying deposit your check, he did that. So I'm gonna have to call that lady and ask her, can you talk to him in the grave to see who did it?
Oh my God. Oh, why?
Because if he say I'm not the one, he did that. So I'm gonna call that lady to speak to the dead. She already predicted that people's gonna get scrambled up out of that submarine on Wednesday. So I'm gonna call her and ask her what happened to that man.
Oh my God! Wow, you are him.
I gotta see. I'm gonna find out. Don't worry. He gonna have this. But the thing about it is, our mom put this information out.
Oh my God!
He put it out there. Y'all get mad at Wiley when he the one that put it out there. The problem is y'all never watched his show.
That's true. But I'm just trying to understand you doing the investigation about.
I got to investigate
the case before they buried him. Shout out to my friend.
We got to do this investigation because we already got a lady that talk to the dead. They ain't got to wait till they go to the graveyard. Once they cold as ice, that it activated her spirit. So, ma'am, if you're listening, could you conjure up the dead angels? Conjure them up and ask them what that man said in the grave. Ask Text him that. He is in LA. I'm gonna see you to record. I'm gonna see you the live so you can. Maybe you need to hear it. Do you need to hear it? I mean, I'm gonna send you the live so you can sleep on it and see what it's saying.
Oh my God! Please send it to me. I promise I'll listen to it.
Because he said it.
Oh my God! I mean, I can't help but love you. You are. You got me. Oh my God.
That's what he
said. They owe you some money if you saw the man.
If I saw this, man, I should be rich. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real.
Oh my
God. Okay, baby.
Well, it's nice talking to you. I know someone else maybe want to call.
Thank you.
And shout out to my friend Brittany who's watching your show as well.
Shout out to Brittany.
Enjoy your night and keep solving the mysteries.
Thank you. I'm gonna solve it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh man, we gonna definitely see it. Okay. If you want to donate to the Cash App so y'all can get my rice, I want to order some rice today. I'll put the Cash App on here. That's $ Marquise Wiley 28. If you want to don't. They didn't have any chicken. I didn't need it. I love Chinese chicken. But they didn't have none. They sold out. You know, black folks, we love our chicken. But they sold out, so we ordered some shrimp fried rice. So if you want to pay for that meal, I think it's about $17 if you want to pay for that. And pay for our Lyft ride to get there to get the rice. That ride was actually $12.18. So if you want to pay for the $17 for the meal and $12.81, you can definitely do it. This was a great show. Cash App $ Marquise White 28. We will definitely resume this tomorrow. I want to say thank you to the members that showed up on our members only. We had a beautiful members only, very controversial, but nevertheless, it was great. So if you did not see that members only, please, you must have a computer so I can email you the file. We want to also thank our brother for coming on in the first segment, talking about the affirmation. I can't even say affirmation. I can't say it. Affirmative action. I'm sorry. Thank you. Affirmative action. Thank you all so very much. If you missed it, I do apologize if you all missed it. Affirmative action is what we did. And we talked about my friend that got arrested. We dived into that. He may even be facing a murder charge. He ain't murdering my close friend, a Facebook friend. Let's just say that. He ain't a close friend. Let me make that clear. A Facebook friend. So we dived into that story and it was good. So we dived into that right over there on our members only. So yes, Jaylen, yes. We talked about that today on members only. So if you all missed the live, you have to have your computer or laptop so I can email you the file, okay? And you can watch it. The reason why we don't, and I don't post it to YouTube because we really get into some things. We had 31,000 subscribers because I'm upset. At 31,000 subscribers. Wow. 31,000. Wow. I would like to thank Paul. I would like to thank Ebony. I would like to thank Dee and Ebony for the website. I also would like to thank all of my supporters. I would like to thank my silent supporters. I would like to thank my producers. I would like to thank my members. I'd like to thank all of my moderators. I would like to thank them all for their awesome support. Also, I would like to thank God. First and foremost, thank him. Thank my Mama Wiley. Thank Daddy Wiley for creating me. And this is just the first of many. Many people thought we would never get to 31,000, and we're on the roll of 32,000. We have great shows that are going to be lined up for us. So we want to say thank you, and drag me in the comments. We will put the timestamps up once I get back of getting my rice, and we will put the timestamps up. So again, we will put those timestamps up. Y'all have a blessed one. Mm-hmm. All right. And we would definitely do it. Thank y'all so very much. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Thank you all so very much. We're not doing a station head. We do all that because it ain't gonna be, I'm not gonna be on that talking. So all that goes on the members only. All right. We want to thank all our members. Thank you all so very much. Don't forget Vegas, October, the first weekend in October. We want to make sure we put that in there. the first week in October 6th through the 9th. If you want to attend the Vegas trip, you can always email me at wileyshow@gmail.com. I'm sorry, wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. That's wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. And I'm sorry. Yeah, wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. And that's October 6th through the 9th. Okay? wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. And let me know that you're coming. So we're going to have a good time in Vegas. All right? If you have any questions about Vegas, you can email me, wileyshowproductions@gmail.com, or you can call the number. You can text the number 972-674-9462. Thank you so very much. Y'all have a blessed one. Subscribe. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey.